Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Nat20Hot. For those of you joining for the first time, we are a group of friends that like to play Dungeons and Dragons together. For those of you who are coming again, thanks for coming again. And we are doing this for fun, but we're also doing this for the children. Every week we hop on this stream. We are raising money in support of Extra Life, which is a wonderful foundation that raises money for America's children's hospitals around the country. So every little donation towards our $1,500 goal goes towards helping fund critical and life-saving care for children in need. Um, and with that, let's go ahead and dive in because it was a session of reunions last time out as Branwen reconnected with her father after months, years of banishment on the material plane. Prior to a performance with dear old dad, Seabass Foxbriar clued the gang in on his estranged wife's dealings and her aspirations of fame through her daughters, as well as a pseudo history lesson on the nuances of Fey politics, including how peculiar it was that Autumn King Kal's Enyon ascended to the high throne. Despite cornering the satyr Smock that had been shadowing them since their arrival in Silverhaven, the party left with little insight into what his reasoning might be. And then, before they went their separate ways, Branwen and Dunk ventured to Seabass's bachelor pad, while Cena, Randy, and Willem went on a walk about town, with Willem stepping off into the library to buff up on hags and learning some very important intelligence that was shared offline. Randy and Cena ventured deeper into the city, inevitably arriving at the local sanctuary of Adara, where High Priestess Annabeth heard out Randy and ultimately empowered him to continue his mission, inspiring him with newfound confidence and a lovely locket that she expressed would reveal its purpose when Randy required it. She also expressed, like others, that the party seek out Maelin, a kooky man holed up in the Wandering Willow, a traveling Feywild tavern. Finally, the party reunited with one Poppy and Cleo so that Branwen might pay her respects to the duo that saved her life. Still, Cleo and Willem got into it, perhaps unsurprisingly, and nearly ended in a brawl before Randy interrupted with the request of another vision that revealed the resting place for one of Adara's former champions, the tomb of Alari in the Watham Wood where the party hath already ventured. After finally trading information with Smock to understand the locations of Lady Ophelia and Lady Talia, the group rallied in Silverhaven outside of Poppy and Cleo's house, their foyer into the Feywild still ahead of them. And that is where we find ourselves in the Garden District of the Feywild as the four of you reunite after Branwen's conversation with Smock.
And I will tell Willem what I found out about Ophelia and Talia, that Ophelia is in the Whisperwood Swamp close to the Shimmer Peak Mountains, and Talia's in Old Hallow, outside of the city. You're welcome.
I didn't ask you to do that. What'd you have to tell him to get that information?
What we were doing here. He probably thinks we're insane. It's great.
Did you tell him the truth?
Kind of, yeah. Left a lot of holes.
Okay. And he seems satisfied with that?
I mean, he gave me information back, so I think so, yeah.
And why do you believe we can trust him?
Because usually people that work like that, operate like that trade in secrets, usually are gonna tell the truth when you pay them with information, you know?
No, I don't know. I don't
No,
tend
that
to
sounds right.
associate with that kind of person.
Why trade information with an information broker if you can't trust that they're giving you the truth?
Well, you didn't give him the entire truth either.
Then he probably didn't give me the entire truth, but he gave me what matters.
That's
Man.
what he would like you to think, isn't it? I'm
What?
just saying.
I feel
Listen.
like I'm with Brandon on this one, I gotta say.
Okay. Creepy satyr following us. You give him partial information, which he probably knows is partial. Why wouldn't he also give you partial information that furthers his ends? Why
Because
trust?
it
Why
has to
trust the
be.
guy?
You know what? You don't have to like how this place operates. You
So
clearly
that
don't understand how this place operates, seeing as you're picking fights with literally everybody that you find.
He also still wants
well,
stuff from
you
us,
clearly
so
don't
he
understand
needs
how this
to.
place operates all this well because you got kicked out. So,
At least I have the base understanding that you don't know what people are capable of. Cleo probably would have wiped the floor with you.
well, I would have found out if somebody didn't stop me or try to stop me.
Do you just have like a death wish or something?
No,
You can't
I
just
think
be
I
rude
trust.
to every single person that you find here.
Oh, I just couldn't be rude to somebody who offered to re-traumatize Cena, who, by the way, Randy found out after the fact I was, and I quote, probably right about because she was kind of evil.
She's pretty not inherently, but she got evil powers.
I'm standing right here.
Yes, you are. I'm sorry. You can speak for yourself. Everything about that interaction rubbed me the wrong way.
Evidently.
Cena,
Evidently for you as well, because you also stepped out.
are you doing all right, Cena?
I'm fine. I know how to leave situations that are getting the better of me.
Cool.
Insight check, is she fine?
I think she's probably
Aw,
like
so
not
good.
fine.
So good. 23.
She's not great, but she's covering it up well. She's clearly using her powers of, or attempting to use her powers of deduction.
You say you're fine, but you're not fine because you can't just get into it.
Yep.
Well,
How about
this is
how about we just go?
interesting information in any case. What is the plan now?
Oh shit, what did I tell Chris last week?
It's fun.
So we need to go to head toward the Shimmer Peak Mountains no matter what, because that's where Randy's gonna find his guy. But then
Mhm.
also Ophelia's in the Shimmer Peak Mountains. And we need to head that way anyway because we can either go, I believe, up to Old Hollow or across to Hylicera.
Mhm.
So
Yes,
how about we just head toward Shimmer Peak?
based on the map that you have seen, and for the context of our viewers at home, you understand that the Shimmer Peak Mountains basically cut the autumn and the summer courts in half, or rather bisect them. And following the road north out of Silverhaven will inevitably lead you to the Whisperwood Swamp or to Old Hallow, depending on which direction you kind of try to choose once you're on the road. And the going through the Shimmer Peaks is one way to get to Hylicera.
So, Randy, you want to look for your guide on the way to Shimmer Peak?
Oh yeah, sure.
Do we want to go straight to Hylicera, or do we want to go to Old Hollow? Or do we want to look for Ophelia?
Well, I read up a little bit on hags in the library the other night. Just last night. Feels like it's been a while. And basically, what I learned some things about Baba Yaga, who you might think is a children's story, but is probably real. Uh, yeah, she got burned at the stake one time and came back with fiery red hair. I'm sure that's nothing, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Also, that in order for us to get into the hag lair, it will be difficult. We must destroy an enchanted life force or essence influence with her life force in order to kill her for the first place. But those are protected by complex wards requiring a counter ritual or arcane force to destroy, which I don't know if any of us know how to do.
I have arcane forces.
You
I
do.
got a couple of those. I mean, it's your problem, Willem, so it's your call if we look for her on the way.
Yeah, if you want to go kill a hag on the way to the Shimmer Peak Mountains, like, that's cool with me.
I did sign a blood oath to kill hags with you, so I'm down.
I would like to try to kill Ophelia, but I'm a little scared, truth be told. I'm not sure we can do it.
All right. Let's if
I see what you're
anything, we
for.
can maybe just go past the place, scope it out if we happen to find it. But we gotta go look around for the that treehouse bar thing anyway. So
Yep.
I guess the
Old
question now is, do
Hollow.
we want to go there first?
Well, that place sounds the most like a tree. And so I think maybe it might have the tree bar.
Doesn't the tree bar move?
Yes.
It does, but I don't know. I think it could be anywhere. So maybe doesn't it like find you when you most need it, right?
That's what they said, yeah.
Well, if we happen to run into a hag along the way, we can try our best and hopefully not die.
That's a great plan, Willem.
If we're going past the mountains, we could see if we can find any trail up to that temple.
And we're doing this all before we run into the Earl King, right? Or try to go talk to the Earl King?
The Earl King is in Old Hollow.
Okay.
Oh, well, we might as well talk to him anyway if we're around there.
Yeah.
Did we say we were going to try to kill the hag before we talk to the Earl King so we have something?
I mean, it would help our case, yeah.
It would also help my case by killing a hag.
We know.
Chris, I can surmise from the book, and I'm a little confused because I think you might have mentioned this before. Do all the Sisters of the Coven need to be killed at once, or can they be taken out individually?
Uh, from your understanding and your impression, they could theoretically be killed one by one.
Okay.
But if they were ever together, it would be super hard to kill them.
Okay.
So
Good.
your insight would tell you that it's best to attempt to kill them one by one.
Okay.
The other thing I'll share is just based on your readings is that like the wards placed upon like the, for lack of a better term, horcruxes that hags used to maintain their and bind their souls to the plane that they are on, do not necessarily have like a set spell that will dispel them. It likely requires some kind of ritual, artifact, something entirely unique to the hag itself, in order to, like, each hag creates a very unique defense mechanism to protect their life force.
I just got a bad feeling about something.
Hmm.
Chris, did you ask me why we left the orb in the material plane for any particular purpose?
No, only so that you didn't like whip it out at some point, and I was like, you don't have that.
Okay. So you're gonna tell me
Insight check
without
on
telling
Chris.
me that the orb is not somebody's. In
Correct.
D&D, we call them phylacteries, not
Oh, thank you,
horcruxes.
thank you. No, it is not.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Another option, just so we can help make an educated decision, is that Hylasera is a real big city, and I might have we could at least Colette's on some kind of conspiracy trail, so we could talk to Colette. There's also a bunch of like shops and shit. I might still have some people there, maybe. Probably not, but
Would going back there be like an okay thing for you?
probably not.
Yeah, you're not popular here, and I can imagine you'd be less popular there. Okay,
Dunk.
I'm gonna vote for Old Hollow. And
I think Old Hallow. Kill a hag.
Yeah, I'm in for the town that sounds the most tree-like, as I said.
All right. Let's head northish.
Okay. I'll say over the course of this time you were circling and generally heading towards the northern exit of the city, knowing that you're going to be heading towards the Shimmer Peaks or Old Hallow, both heading in the north direction. And inevitably, you pass by a number of shops along the way. Do any of you want to stop and procure anything before you're leaving the city, or are you kind of making a beeline to the exit?
what kind of shops?
Silverhaven is a fairly expansive city. You find pretty standard fare in terms of alchemists, fletchers, blacksmiths, a fair number of general stores, but also in terms of like what you know from the material plane, there's a good amount of high society shops, jewelers, tailors, people who can craft new clothes for you. You can buy precious gems. Lots of different shops that you could theoretically stop by.
As much as
I
I'd
have
love a
bad
new
luck with like
outfit.
gems and stones, so I think I'm gonna pass on that one.
Okay.
Dunk, do you still have all that celozite, by the way?
I do.
We should
Let's
maybe
see,
do
what
something
exactly do I
at
have?
some point. Other than trying to get you to eat it.
Just a little treat.
Just a little treat.
A little treat.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem to do a whole lot. But I don't want to just flaunt it around out
Yeah.
here because we
Yeah.
don't know. Also, hi, Draken Boss. Yeah, I do have Celesite. I guess you already know that. Um,
We gotta deal with that at some point. But
yeah,
Old Hallow first, I guess.
yeah.
I have no idea where that guy is.
No, me neither.
Weren't you like in his lair?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he knows where the lair is.
That's true.
Yeah, didn't you just kind of like pop in? Or,
Yeah.
like,
He's
And
got a
then you
cool
hopped out
layer,
to the
though.
house, see?
it looks
To
like
be
it sounded
honest,
like
I
a pretty cool
probably
layer.
wouldn't even know what it looks like from the outside. So I'll let you know if we're ever in his lair.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
Is anybody stopping in any shops along the way or anything of that nature?
No.
All right.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you pass along the main road. You kind of you're running a bit perpendicular to the main road at this point, and you cross over a small footbridge that takes you over a gentle rolling channel below, and inevitably you reach the northern gate of Silverhaven. And you kind of step through, you're like leaving the sanctity of the city behind, and you kind of step back into the wild. There's almost this like kind of air of dread that washes over each of you. Um, for those of you in your first time in the Feywild, the city being very peculiar, it doesn't really hold anything to the landscape that now kind of unfolds before you. It's very rolling and colorful, but at the same time dark and foreboding. Despite the fact that you know that you've only just awoken over the past couple of hours, the sun is blocked out by many of the looming trees that lie above. These kind of lofty trees, massive mushrooms that rise out of the earth and kind of line this cobblestone path that leads ahead of you. Branwen, even as you kind of head out in this direction to the north, it's unfamiliar territory to you. You've never taken the northern road out of Silverhaven. In fact, Silverhaven is probably the furthest east on the continent that you've traveled. But yeah, you take the road and it is a bit of a walk as you get underway. And early out of the city, you do pass by a fair number of travelers taking the road. The first one that you see most peculiarly to Randy, Dunk, and Willem are rabbit folk. who are seemingly hopping down the road, carrying little satchels in wrapped bandanas on sticks and hopping into the city. And they give you polite nods as they hop on by.
Hopping down the bunny trail?
They're hopping down the they're hopping down the bunny trail.
Did you say little bunny Fufu is hopping through the forest?
You could say that.
Above him on the head. Okay, anyway, yeah.
So
Oh,
is
Dunk.
this it, Bramwin? One more step will be the furthest away from home you've ever been.
I've been on a different plane of existence for like 2 years, so no.
In this plane.
Sure.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'm gonna say that every single step I take. Have you seen the edit? There's an edit of that on YouTube.
Yes.
Every time he takes a step. Don't eat any of the mushrooms. For real, do not eat any of the mushrooms.
I ain't sit shit, Bramwin.
Sure.
I want to eat the mushrooms.
Good. They'll do things to you. I don't know what.
That's 19.
I think he said he wants to eat the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, he
You
wants to eat the mushrooms?
you are aware that Branwyn's, just
Okay.
knowledge of the realm would indicate that she's definitely being factual and that she might be able to help you discern which mushrooms are good to eat and which aren't, but for the most part, most are not good to eat.
Okay.
Brenwyn secretly wants all the mushrooms for herself.
Mm.
That's why she told him not to eat them.
Mushroom border.
No.
Go ahead,
Are
Will.
people traveling on like horseback? Like, how long is this journey actually going to take?
Every now and then you see people on horses, carts. As you travel deeper into the wood, the number of travelers that you see become fewer and far between. You get the sense that most people early on in your journey were mostly just going from like kind of the outskirts of villages
Mhm.
deeper into Silverhaven for trade or travel, whatever their purpose might be. Based on the map that you have, you would understand this to be a fairly long journey, perhaps a day or two, or like at least one rest in the wild, and then likely another day of travel beyond that to reach Old Hallow. But the scale is not super clear from the map that you have, given the artistic nature of it. That said, as you walk for a couple of hours, the trees kind of begin to shrink in size. They feel a bit more comfortable alongside you, like you almost feel as though you would come to expect them from your time in the material. And as they begin to clear, the path still surrounded by these kind of ancient oaks, the air starts to shimmer with these like, kind of motes of light, and the sky opens up a little bit more. And even though it is like a lovely sunny day, you finally like get a good look at the sky above you and find that it is almost like a constant twist and flow of colors across the whole spectrum, almost like a constant aurora borealis that you would come to know in the northern mountains of the material plane. And I will have who is leading the party down the road.
I
I
probably would be.
Yeah.
Okay, Duncan's.
Okay.
Dunk, I will have you
I'll be
roll.
giving. Can I give him the help action? Because I'm just like.
Well, no, not necessary for this particular juncture.
Okay.
Dunk, I will have you roll
Okay.
a D4.
D4.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Can't pick it up. All right, there we go. 2.
All right.
Good roll. Good roll.
All right. As you make your way further down the road, the cobblestones actually start to kind of fade into a dirt path. So, like the well paved city road that you exited on starts to kind of fade into a more well trodden forest pathway, but is not the same level of like industry or well developed road that you've come to expect in your travels to this point. And inevitably, as you start to trek deeper into the wood, you start to hear the sound of a rushing river until it eventually appears before you. It's kind of like beautiful, fast flowing, crystalline water just flowing past you and kind of cutting the road in two. You get the sense that at one point there was a rope bridge here, but at the moment there isn't one. And the water moves quite quickly, but you can identify a few stones that seem to pop up in the water every now and then, despite the lapping and kind of white water nature of it.
How
How far
wide is the
across is
river?
it?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is too wide to jump, but it is you could theoretically attempt to ford it. You could attempt to, there's a couple of ways you could theoretically attempt to get across.
How far across in feet is it?
It's not my job to tell you that, but you can't jump it.
Yeah, no. What if we wanted to like
Find
teleport
out if
across
it's
it?
stepable.
Yes.
1 second.
That's 30 feet.
Oh, I can
I'm
do that.
pretty sure.
I have a sneaking suspicion that both
For all
Willem
the
and I
things
have
I
the same
prepare
feet
for,
at the feet.
I'm never ready for the questions that you ask.
You can just say a number, man.
But I wanted to be accurate. Wow, that's big.
Okay.
Apparently the average river is 70 meters wide.
That'd be
Which
approximately
That
210
can't be
feet.
right.
that can't be right? I'll say
That
it's
can't.
it's 55 feet across, which is still
Oh,
very big. It's a big river.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rock protuberances.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I cast control water, and I part the Red River.
Control water? Does that give you the
Yeah.
ability to, is there like a limit on how much water you can control?
A cube up to 100 feet.
what if he made
Perfect.
like?
Oh,
What
wait,
if
hold
he
on.
made
Is
Well,
that
like?
is it
100 cubic
100
feet?
square or like cube?
100 feet on a side.
Oh no, that's a lot of
Okay.
water.
You are
Yeah.
parting the river.
And it's an enormous amount of
It's
water.
an absurd
Actually,
amount.
what I'll do is I'll make the water kind of like it's gonna keep flowing, but it's gonna like
Like
go
stop
over
around
us
us.
and make a little tunnel.
Oh,
All right. So
it's like those shark tunnels.
I will say that Randy steps up and lifts up his hand. His white cloak kind of shimmers a bit and billows in the wind as the water begins to lift up, and you hear like these like classic bubbling noises as a crystalline or a tunnel of crystalline water forms. Every now and then you see a little fish flopping in the sands of the river, but inevitably flop into the water. But you
I
are
was going to say
free.
I will
Yeah,
help the fish back into the water.
you are free to pass through the river unabated.
Is there any cool stuff in the river bottom?
Make a perception check.
I would also like to.
17.
Shit.
I will say, Willem, that you do not find anything in the river bottom, but as you're kind of scanning the river floor, you step across onto the opposite bank, and a bit of glint catches your eye embedded in the trunk of a tree nearby.
I'm gonna go check that shit out, but not before saying thank you to Randy.
Yeah.
Randy kind of lets the water crash behind you as you arrive on the other bank, and going up to the tree, you find a small token embedded in the tree itself. But you get the sense that you might be able to extricate it.
I
What is
think
it?
while we were crossing, I stuck closest to Randy. Like that was like the safest place to be.
What does the token look like?
Make an investigation check.
That's a flat 12.
Inspecting the token, it looks like a gold coin on first glance, but as you like kind of pay a closer mind to it, you note a very distinct pattern and carving in the token that is unmistakable from a large willow tree.
Hey, Branwyn, do you
What?
know anything about people who use a willow tree as signs for anything? There's a coin that looks like one stuck in a tree, and I'm thinking back to when.
Motherfucking willow tree.
Yeah. Do you know things about willow trees?
I started looking around. I go, "There's some kind of willow. That's the place. The Wandering Willow. Yeah.
Dunk, didn't you pull something out of a tree one time and it exploded on you?
Yeah. Things do tend to explode when you pull them out of trees, so I'd be
I mean,
careful of that.
definitely. Can I look at it and See if
Does
I
it
can
look
like.
like an exploding rock?
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like to discern if it is magical in nature.
I would like to. Can I figure out if this is like?
Oh, I can. I would like to cast magic awareness.
Okay.
Open my awareness to the presence of concentrated magic until the end of your next turn. You know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet.
And in the school of magic it belongs to, yes.
And spell magic. Yes.
I'm finally getting it. And I'm prepared.
Do I see any magic?
Oh, sorry, I
items?
thought there was a check. Yes, you are innately
no.
aware that the coin in the tree is magical, and it belongs to the school of conjuration.
The conjuration?
I made the mistake last time. I'm sticking with it.
Awesome.
Nice. That's canon now. This is a conjugated coin.
Ugh,
So
I get a
don't
little
know.
infuriated when coins get conjugated.
The coin that the tree is stuck in. What's that tree looking like? Is it big?
It's a standard tree. At first glance, it looks like all the other trees in the forest.
Deciduous
on
or
the-
coniferous?
Deciduous.
Ooh.
Does
are-
the hole that the coin came out of look like anything?
You haven't
You took the
extricated
coin out?
You have not taken the coin out of the
Oh,
tree.
you haven't taken the coin out.
Is
Leave
the
the coin there.
set into the tree like it's a sign, or is it like stuck into a hollow?
It's like stuck into a hollow.
Okay.
Coin-gernated.
will-
Exactly. Someone in
I
the
will
chat
grab
said
it.
coin-gernated.
There's someone in the chat. Hi, chat.
Hey chat, you pick
Hi,
up
chat.
the coin, and you feel a faint vibration in your hand, but nothing beyond that.
Is it a good vibration?
It is a good vibration.
Nice.
Why is this conjugated coin vibrating?
It's so when you first pick it up, it's kind of like almost like your phone gets a text, but it's not constantly vibrating.
Oh. Why did this conjugated coin vibrate? Does anybody know?
Oh yeah.
Can I-
It vibrates when you get close to the willow.
Is that
Are
right?
we the willow?
I don't know. I just made that up, but that's
Is the
Okay,
willow
I kinda figured
right.
that.
made along the way?
Can I take a look at the coin?
Sure.
Flip it. Toss it over.
Oh, it's still in the tree, right?
No, Willem
Oh, I
extricated
thought
it.
Willem just said
Oh,
he
you did.
picked it up.
Okay, sorry. I missed that.
Willem, you hand or flip the coin to Branwyn?
I flip the coin to Branwyn because you asked.
Okay. Branwyn, you catch the coin and you feel 2 vibrations as you do.
Can I make just some kind of check to see if like this is the bar conjuring coin?
You can make an Arcana check.
I'm really good at Arcana. I'm not actually. That's a +0, but that's a 15.
You get the sense that this is a very magical coin, but you don't necessarily like understand what its purpose is.
Is there a slot anywhere for the coin?
You can make an investigation check if you'd like to search for a slot.
17.
No slots, just a wood.
Can I see that coin real quick?
I hand it to Randy.
Okay. Randy, you take the coin and you have the coin.
Does it vibrate?
It does not.
Try flipping it.
Yeah, I flip it into my own hand.
You flip the coin and feel 3 vibrations.
This is a puzzle and we're too stupid.
What side did it land on?
Both sides have the exact same engraving on it.
Okay.
Now, hear me out. There's 4 of us. What if that coin vibrates 4 times?
There's 5 of us.
There
All
is.
right. I
Sorry.
flip it to dunk.
Randy, as you are standing there and flip the coin out of your hand, it is quite plain for the ear to hear the sudden hustle and bustle of a tavern. And as you turn, a looming willow its branches dancing in the wind like embers from a fire, a jovial atmosphere spilling out into the forest, and just a creaking wooden sign above you bearing the name in an elegant script, the Wandering Willow.
Yes. Yes.
Do the rest of us see this too?
Everyone sees the tavern.
Yay!
As you all get the opportunity to look at it, like Bramwood, it feels very familiar. It looks like a traditional Feywild structure. It has these like pointed sloping roofs that angle down, with thatch coverings into a nice log cabin with circular windows. It's quite beautiful, and like all of the doors and windows itself appear almost as though they've organically grown from the tree itself. And very similar to Silverhaven, there's lanterns that kind of dangle all around in the branches, but at the moment they are all not illuminated. Um, and there are a couple of people kind of gathered around on an external patio. It's kind of a fenced-in patio that connects into the greater tavern, and they don't really pay you any mind. They're drinking from horns of ale. Some of them have like very intricate and delicate glassware that they clink and they're sipping on. For the most part, they are ambivalent to the tavern's latest arrival.
Brandy?
Yeah, I go up to the first guy I see.
You step up onto the kind of like raised deck, and the first table you see has this kind of handful of gnomes that are sitting around, kind of drinking, and they look up at you. Can I help you with something, sir?
Hello, gnomes. I'm looking for Maelin.
We have. They're about to like kind of comment on your addressing them by their race, until they
That's yeah.
until they hear you just say the word name Maelin, and they go, "Aye, Maelin's inside. He's inside."
Awesome, thank you. Sorry for calling you gnomes. And I go inside.
All right. You enter the tavern, leaving your compatriots kind of out on the deck, and it's quite cozy and rustic inside. There's wooden furnishings that seem to grow straight out of the wall. The central area is kind of open to the canopy, so there is no roof. The roof sort of circles around, but then it opens up, giving leaves and branches kind of forming this very natural roof, and they kind of descend in and float about, which helps cast this kind of like shimmering light across the tavern that reflects and kind of spatters through the leaves of the tree. Inside, quite lively and jovial. There is a central figure kind of in the center of the tavern, plucking away on a lute. And then the main tavern off to the left, like the bar area, where a dryad stands behind.
Is there anyone who looks real weird?
Make an investigation check.
I think I definitely follow Randian as well.
Okay. I'll say
Yeah,
you
I'm
have.
gonna walk in. I'm gonna like as we pass the gnomes, I'm gonna like kind of point and be like,
All
I
right.
got a nat 1.
Yeah.
-1, so 0.
Everyone in the tavern seems perfectly peculiar and unique in their own special way.
I'll go to the dryad then.
Okay. The dryad looks at you as you approach. And she goes, "Ah, welcome, traveler. Welcome to the Wandering Willow. We are grateful that you have found us on this blessed day. Is
Oh
there something
man,
from the menu that I can get you?"
I would like I'd like Maelin. Is he on the menu?
Not many people come here looking for Maelin, but he is one of our regulars. You'll find him over there in the corner. She kind of points out to this fellow with just the biggest ears that you have ever seen. Like as your eyes kind of scan and follow her rooted finger, you can easily call out this gentleman who has just like very large ears, completely bald. He's wearing these very colorful robes, and he's kind of like playing with his fingers in the air. And then he like looks and then looks at his other hand, and then seems surprised by the back of it, and then returns to like scribbling things down on a piece of paper.
I love this guy. Are his ears big because he is part of a race that naturally has big ears, or is he just like a big ear guy?
You don't. It's not entirely clear to you what race he is. So at the moment, he just seems like a big ear guy.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to the dryad. I'm like, thank you so much. Is it rude to mention his ears?
I believe that's something that you need to decide for yourself. If you're willing to characterize someone by their physical attributes, it's really a personal decision.
Willem gingerly raises his hand.
Yes, dear. Is there something I can get for you?
I'm sorry. I was just wondering, is it weird for you to be somebody who is made out of wood inside of a moving tree?
I leave the conversation right now.
I also leave the conversation.
I'm sticking around for this one.
So Willem and Dunk,
I drag Cena also.
Willem
out of
and
the
Dunk,
conversation.
you stick by the bar, and the dryad looks at you with a very friendly smile. Like so, taking a closer look at her, she is a dryad made of wood, but the leaves and that kind of like form almost like a dress around her very clearly resemble those of the willow tree itself. Um, and she kind of looks at you and smiles. Goes, "You're not very familiar with our kind. All us dryads have a mother tree that we are one with. This is mine, and I am never
Oh,
far from it. And I decided that no one should be far from my tree. And so the Wandering Willow was born. We appear when called upon, or when needed, for weary travelers and those who wish to stay."
that's really nice. I hope my question wasn't offensive. I'd feel weird if I was in a house
I've
made
met
out of
many
meat.
peculiar individuals over my time. You are none more than others. If you're interested in anything off of the menu, do let me know.
I'll take a look at the menu.
On the menu is a wonderful assortment of primarily vegetable forward dishes. There is essentially what equates to ratatouille, as well as a vegetable and sour curry. Um, and then the drinks are all, there are some ales on there, but for the most part, you can't tell if they have alcohol in them or not. But the one that like kind of strikes your fancy the most is a honey sweet milk.
Interesting. I'll order one of those and a ratatouille.
All right. It's just if you find yourself at a table, I'll be more than happy to bring it over to you. Enjoy your time with the
So,
Wandering Willow.
in a similar vein to like being in a house made of tree, is it weird to eat plants?
We all must find sustenance from nature in some way. It is those who are respectful
Fair
of it that
point.
earn its trust.
Willem sort of nods contentedly, and while Randy has his conversation with Maelin, I'm just going to look around the room.
Yeah, I'll order a beer.
Randy, you approach the table with Maelin, who, for the most part, really doesn't acknowledge your arrival. He kind of like looks, sees that you exist, and then returns to just scribbling on paper in front of him.
What are you writing?
What did you? Who? Oh, you! It's mighty fine to meet you! What am I writing? What am I writing indeed? That's for me to know and you to not!
If I again,
If you ask again, I'll be forced to answer again, and wouldn't you like to know?
Maelin, I come to.
Tell me, dear boy, who has informed you of my name, for I know not yours?
Sorry, I'm Randy. This
Randy!
is
Maelin, it's a pleasure. And he extends
a
his
pleasure.
hand.
I shake his hand with gusto.
My, aren't you an energetic lad? Who are your friends? Friends, join me at my table. You must.
Me and Cena. I dragged Cena away from the awkward conversation.
She whispers, "Thank you very much." As
But now
you,
we're in another awkward situation.
Branwen, Cena, Maelin, if you did not hear, though your friends already seem to know that. Tell me, why have you sought out Maelin at the Wandering Willow? You come with purpose. I have seen few who walk with purpose in these parts.
You're an expert on Thalariel.
Thalariel. Yes, 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 yes. He kind of bends down and he starts scribbling away on this paper and he just like starts drawing, and you make an investigation check if you would like to see what he's writing.
I would just like to say the sound effect of you like scratching your hand on
works.
your that was like perfect.
Thank you.
I got a 17.
20.
So the two of you looking at it, like for the most part, the page just looks like fractals. Like he's just like squiggling lines in lots of different directions, but they never touch. And once he found basically an open point on his parchment in front of him, and since you mentioned Thariel, he just writes the name over and over and over. Thariel, 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 Thariel. You are a man of scholar, a man of brain. Tell me, what do you know of the little blue man?
I take out a notebook and I write down little and blue. He is a slumber lord who travels around. Is kind of
Slumber
the gist
lord.
that I get.
Slumber lord, a man who never sleeps or a man who sleeps all the time. Tell me, what does slumber lord mean?
He appears while you slumber? Question mark?
Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Mark. Mark! That's what you said your name was, yes?
I am Randy.
Randy.
Easily confusable,
Randy.
though.
Randy. I'm Maelin, by the way.
Maelin, nice
And
to
it is a
meet you.
pleasure to meet all three of you.
This is Branwen and Cena.
Branwen and Cena and Mark, also Randy. Randy
Mark
has a
is
question.
Randy.
What is Randy's question?
I would like to know how to find Thalariel.
How to find Thalariel. Why? I talk about Thalariel in here, and people come to me, they say, Maelin, you big moron. Maelin's a moron. Maelin the moron. They say Thariel's not real. Then one day a man named Randy, a man named Mark, a woman named Branwen, and a lady named Cena approach Maelin at the Wandering Willow, and they want to know where Thariel is. Why?
People have been telling me that he's not real either, and I think that's kind of fucked up.
So you believe me?
Of course.
You believe me, Thariel. Thariel did not like Maelin. Like all the others, nobody likes Maelin. What a funny day that was. I followed a man, neither flesh nor bone. Shining circles, where a heart would be shown.
I thought you said that he was little and blue.
Well, I followed the man with neither flesh nor bone. He had the shining circle, where hearts would be shown.
Okay.
That man walked with purpose, yet silent was he, leading to secrets not meant for me, not Maelin. No. Who was this guide, with steps so bold, whose chest gleamed like sunlit gold? What?
She can
I'm
only
trying to
write
write
so fast.
everything you say.
Do you
Maelin,
know who it was?
It was Thalariel, I assume.
No,
Oh,
neither
my
flesh
bad.
nor bone, gleaming like sunlit gold. Not the little blue man. For when I followed that man, truth and legend did intertwine. I found a book with wisdom divine. Pages aplenty, but none for me. A little blue man, he had me flee. Where was this place where knowledge dwell, guarded by one who does not tell?
The library.
No, but who's to say? The sun was shining, but then rain did pour. The land where nature's laws were simply lore. Where this might be, spring would play, and fickle fay change as night to day.
Chat.
What?
Can you send this in the chat?
He's just making this up on the spot. He's just talking to you guys.
No,
Chris is just freestyle rapping right now.
you're breaking me.
You wrote. Okay, so this book.
The book!
Did you read
He
it?
clutches all of his parchment to his chest. He goes, Book? I didn't say anything about a book. Wisdom divine. Truth and legend did intertwine. No book.
No, you said book and then knowledge
Nope.
and then wisdom.
No
or
knowledge
something.
for Maelin.
Not for you.
Not for me. Not for you. Pages were aplenty, but few for me and none for you.
Are those the pages? And I
No.
point to the pages.
No. No pages here.
Maelin, do you like what can I get you something, man?
Get me something?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well,
No one's ever asked me that before.
You've been hanging out here for a little while. I figured, I don't know. You seem like you could use a friend, to be honest.
Friend. A friend would be nice. Most people don't want to talk to Maelin. But you talked to
Most people are
Maelin.
idiots.
You did talk to Maelin. What is it that you want? Big man, gray skin, what do you want?
I would like to stop the realms from collapsing.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Can I also make some kind of check to see if he's like cursed or something?
You
or
can
bewitched?
make an insight check as well, I would say, for that.
Yes, please.
I got a 9.
I got a 14.
So both of you, Randy, you're kind of scanning his face as you're speaking to him, and it does not take much to notice that you mentioned the realms collapsing, and his pupils like dilate. And before we get into how like he immediately reacts, Branwyn, you just get the sense that this guy is insane. And he's like constantly rehearsing the things that he says, and just scribbling down whatever thought pops into his head. Randy, as you mentioned the fact that you want to stop the world from collapsing, he goes, realms collapsing? Worlds are ending. What do you mean?
Yes. Well, it's a long story, but the goddess Adara told me that everything's gonna go upside tits up. So, we're here to probably stop that. And the person who can help us is Thalariel. And
Gods and
so,
champions. Champions and gods. Fickle fae, fickle gods. What do they know? Not much. They have others do their bidding for them. But you know all about that. You've got duelist written all over you. And he's looking at you, Brandon.
Oh yeah. He's
Yes.
big fighter, that one.
Yes. Lords and ladies would rather have their little underlings fight for them. I wonder where they got that from. Well, you asked me if I want something. There is one thing Maelin wants. My spectacles.
Okay. Where did you last see them?
Oh, who's to say?
Can you describe them to me?
My spectacles? They're beautiful. They're small and brass. Tiny but big. They change size when I need them to. Doohickeys and doodads, up and down, side to side. Lovely shades help me read. Anything I want.
Okay. I cast locate object based on that description.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much.
Okay.
You get a whole lot of jumbled nonsense in your mind. Did
Could
you
you
find
draw
them?
it for me?
Draw. What do you mean draw?
Make a picture on your paper.
Picture on the paper. Picture paper. Picture paper spectacles. Maelin can do that. And he will draw out a very intricate looking eyepiece that has multiple lenses that kind of flick in front of each other. It's just like what
Spy
Benjamin
Kid.
Franklin had in National Treasure.
The shading on this picture is impeccable.
Oh yeah, it's insane. Like he just like basically like puts his head down for like 15 seconds. And then he holds up just a glorious Louvre-ready picture of his spectacles.
That's
Maelin,
super
Bring
good.
me my spectacles, and you shall have my papers that I don't have. No papers. No papers, no books.
Can I cast locate object again?
You can.
Looking at the picture.
You can indeed. Does it give you like exact location or roundabout?
I sense the direction of the object's location as long as it's within 1,000 feet of me.
Oh. You sense nothing.
Rats. Okay.
I would like to approach the table.
Yes, so Willem, you approach. You've just kind of seen from the outskirts Randy talking to a man who's flailing about, scribbling on paper. And as you approach, goes, "New friend! He one of yours, Mark?"
Mark is Randy.
Mark is Randy. He's one of yours, Mark is Randy?
Good. That's good. Yes, this is Willem.
Willem!
I extend my hand for a handshake.
He shakes it with gusto. He returns exactly the way Randy shook his hand, and he goes, my, I've never had this many visitors in one night. I've never had this many visitors ever.
You are quite an animated little fellow, aren't you?
Little? I'm a fully grown man.
Well, yes.
I send Willem a message with my little telepathy thing, and I'm like, if you try to fight this man, I will end your life.
I just roll my eyes at Branwyn. Chris,
Nolan.
can my lay on hands so it cures diseases? Can it cure insanity?
It cannot.
Oh. Can it cure his nearsightedness?
I mean, you can try.
Can it cure astigmatism?
So I'll have before you do that, you can feel free to make a medicine check.
Yeah. Let's see. It's gonna be a solid 6.
You're not really able to discern anything about his current medical condition.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to try to heal him then.
Okay.
So, did you find out anything interesting?
Interesting. I've learned lots of interesting things tonight.
Kind of.
I turn to Maelin and I go, "What's the most interesting thing you found out today?"
Most interesting thing I found out today. What day is it? When did yesterday become today? Or is it already tomorrow? If I were to think about only the most interesting thing I've ever learned. My. Give me at least 10 minutes to think about that, please. And wake me if it becomes tomorrow. And he's going to kind of tilt and like look off to the side.
When he does that, are the papers that he's been clutching? What are those? What are those looking like?
They are on the table.
Can I just like glance down and see what's on them?
Make an investigation check. They are kind of scattered about the table. So like you can very clearly see like the top sheet, which has his fractal drawings on them. But if you're kind of hoping to discern beyond the top sheet, I'll have you roll an investigation check, and it'll be a little tricky.
Investigation is my worst one. What if it was perception?
Well, you're looking intently, and so it is investigation.
All right. I got a 9 or an 8.
You're not really able to see anything beyond like the first 2 or 3 pages, which are clearly just more of his drawings. But you are able to see that he has like a pretty hefty pad folio of just with parchment sticking out of every potential opening. He's going to turn back around to you, Will, and he goes, "Talking metal. Metal that can talk. Never thought I'd meet it. Never thought I'd see it. And yet..."
Was it metal in the shape of a man or
Metal Man. That wasn't his name.
what was his name?
I don't remember. Silent was he. He led me to secrets not meant for me.
What kind of secrets did he tell you?
Well, they're not meant for me. They're certainly not meant for you.
Ah,
Is
You know
this
who
the
they
same
were
guy
meant
that
for?
had circles where his chest should be?
Yes, shining circles where hearts would be shown. The man neither flesh nor bone. Metal Man! That's it! Metal Man! Neither flesh nor bone. Metal Man! He picks up his papers, starts scribbling away.
I'm gonna walk over from the bar and be like, "Man, this place is awesome. Oh, who's your friend?"
New friend! Hairy friend.
Dunk, this is Maelin.
Dunk. Dunk! Dunk the hairy man.
The
I'm
one
just
and only.
gonna sort of mouth at Dunk like he's not okay.
I'm fine,
Does
and
he
I
need
can
help?
hear better than you think I can.
I mouthed it.
Okay, mouthed it. Fine.
Unless he can see through my hand
He can't.
and read lips.
Hey, Maelin.
Branwyn!
That drawing that you did of your spectacles was really cool. Do you have any other drawings?
Oh, I have lots of drawings.
Can I see
Can
them?
you-
You're just an amazing artist.
What drawings would you like to see?
I don't know, some of your favorite ones.
My favorite ones. I need at least 10 minutes to think very critically about what my favorite drawings might be. These are questions that I'm not prepared to answer.
I sort of, as an aside, I'm like, so he's fun.
yeah, I like him.
I also like him.
Have you
Does
gotten anything useful or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Cool.
turns back around to you after just a couple moments. He goes, "Okay, I've thought about it. I've narrowed it down to the top 57. Would you like to see all of them?"
Yeah.
That's too bad. I don't have all 57 of them, but I can show you
Oh.
3.
Okay.
The rest of the papers are up in my dorm. But I don't know where that is. I've just been here.
how long you been here?
That's a great question. At least 10 minutes, which is when you asked me about the pictures. And at this point, he's going to kind of like crack open his padfolio and thumb through a fair number of pages and like rip out a bunch at the same time, kind of slam them down on the table as he works. And he pulls out three, just some of the best artwork you have ever seen, like impeccable shading, the line work clearly done over long periods of time. The first one he shows you is of a centaur that clearly it just appears to be a wild centaur. Like Branwen, as you're looking at it, it's not wearing any clothes. It's not wearing the traditional kind of like armor that one might expect from a member of one of the courts. So this is clearly a wild centaur, wild with a Y. And it has like a untamed beard. And he just kind of like holds it up, puts it down. Second one he holds up is a tower that sits in kind of an open clearing surrounded by very tall mushrooms, and the tower extends up into the air. And on the top floor, a large telescope extends out of the tower's rooftop. And he kind of holds that up, and he puts it down. And then he holds up the final drawing, which is of a small metal man with very large cartoonish eyes, like they're like just like big dish-like circles, and at the center a cutout where his chest might be. And he goes, "Neither flesh nor bone, metal man. You reminded me. You reminded me of how much I like this picture."
I don't recognize this guy, like this metal man, do I?
Make a history check.
I've met metal men. 10.
Things that I wanted to point out, but I wasn't there technically.
You don't remember meeting this individual, but they look like similar to automatons that you've experienced now in your life.
Okay. Oh yeah. No, I've seen those guys before. Not like that guy
Metal man, you've
specifically.
met the metal man?
I've met a metal man. It was a different guy
Hey,
though.
you mean there's more than one?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. At Drakenvoss's lair castle. Yeah,
Draken
he's got
Voss.
a lot of them.
Draken Voss. You say
You know
names
him?
that do not mean anything to me. They're one of your friends.
Yes. My friend, not Dunk's.
Dunk. The hairy man. That one.
Yes.
Well. He kind of flips the robot picture around, or the automaton picture around. He goes, his chest gleamed like sunlit gold. He'll fold up the paper and stuff it back into his portfolio.
You don't remember where you saw this guy?
Well, who's to say? Where the sun did shine, but rain did pour. Where nature's laws are simply lore. Where might this be? Spring did play, and fickle fay change as night to day.
I turned to Brand when I go, is that a place that sounds like real to you?
Chris, does it sound? Is it a place that sounds like real to me?
Sounds like a lot of places in the Feywild. This isn't one that Branwen's just gonna know. Branwen's gonna have to figure it out.
What? Wait, okay, so it Fickle Fae for Change from Might today. Nature's laws.
If you ask more questions, I'll help you get there, given your experience with the Feywild. But you have to ask the right questions.
Sounds a little
Oh,
bit to me like it
he's
might be a
fine.
spot where none of the courts have influence in the Feywild.
You said something about spring though.
Wait,
Makes you think it's in
spring.
spring
What did you say about spring? I missed that part.
Where this might be, spring would play, and fickle fay change as night to day.
Look at the map. Maybe the map will tell me things.
Is it like on the border of two different
This
areas?
is not helpful. Oh my god. This is gonna break my brain, my dude.
Maelin, where do you come from?
Where does anyone come from? My mother.
Where? Okay.
Not all of us.
Ooh.
Brutal.
um, where is your home?
Home? Home is wherever I am. And right now it's the Wandering Willow. Home's been many places before. I haven't always been at the Wandering Willow.
Are there circulating waiters or waitresses or anything?
Not really.
Okay.
You have to go and order at the bar if you would like to.
Willem will sort of stand up and go, I am going to get some drinks. Would anybody like anything? Maelin?
No drinks for Maelin. Like to keep the mind sharp.
Oh, what about like a root beer?
No, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Cena will. I'll have something. The honey thing, maybe?
Promiscuous girl.
No. The honey thing sounds good.
The honey thing.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that as well. Thank you, Willem.
2 honey things.
Yeah, I'll have a
Um,
honey milk.
3 honey milk.
Maelin, was it in this place where sun did shine, rain
Sun
did
did-
pour? It wasn't cold there or anything, was
Sun
it?
did shine, rain did pour. Cold. I don't remember.
What about, were there mountains?
Mountains.
Were you high up?
High up. High up, down low. Cold or not cold? I think you're right.
About which one?
All of it.
It was cold?
No,
Oh. There are mountains?
I don't remember that either.
Oh. What am I right about?
I just think you're right.
Oh.
It's a very nice compliment, Maelin.
You know what? I really haven't heard that in a long time, Maelin.
Well, you deserve to be told that. Most people tell me I'm wrong. Most people tell me I'm a kook. I hear the things. I don't like the things.
I think you're a really great artist.
Thank you.
Can you draw me something?
I can draw you.
Okay.
And he'll kind of just head down, draw for quite some time.
Chris, for what
Okay,
it's
okay.
worth, I would just like to ask the waitress how long Maelin has been in the Whispering Willow. Or Wandering Willow, rather.
She's kind of setting the drinks in front of you, one by one, like pouring from a large pitcher. Maelin, he comes and goes. He always seems to find his way back here. The tree calls to him, and he arrives. But if
He
I were
doesn't?
to quantify it, it's been some time that he's been here, at least in this period, several weeks. But like I said, he's been coming here since he was a wee lad.
Was he always, the way he is now, sort of disorganized?
That's one way of putting it. Yes, I've always known Maelin to be distracted.
Interesting. Do you think that's just the way he is, or do you think anything like happened to him? I don't know. My friend is just he needs to talk to him about something, and he's being somewhat helpful.
Well, like I said, I don't know Maelin well. I I know all of my guests in some way. I sense that he's lost, looking for something. But
He mentioned, oh wait, no, Willem wasn't there for that.
but well, now that you mention it, no, not always so distracted. There was a
Do you
time when I first met him, but he was gone for a while after that. I don't recall much beyond that. And then one day he was back, and Maelin, well, he was peculiar, always has been.
do you know where you might have picked him up when that happened?
I do know nothing of the outside of where we land.
Hmm.
We arrive where you need us, and you depart where you need to.
You've been very helpful. Thank you for the honey milks.
It's my pleasure. Would you like to keep your tab going, or will you be closing out?
Keep it open for a while,
True enough. Enjoy.
and I will walk back with some honey milks, and then I'll pull Randy aside. I'll just be like, "Hey, I just talked to the bartender a little bit, and she said that she doesn't have any definite ideas, but Maelin wasn't always so scattered. I think something might have happened to him."
Interesting.
I
Okay. Good to know.
I think I want to try something. Um,
Willem, what?
okay, if we were to be very blunt about it, I would like to try casting protection from good and evil on him because he may be charmed or possessed by some sort of entity.
Is that one of those spells that they know you're spelling them?
Well, the creature I touch has to be willing.
Hmm. That might be difficult. He seems a little bit on guard.
Do you think he would mind if I asked?
Um, you can try, man. I don't see how it could hurt things.
Yeah. Uh, all is he still very intently drawing a picture of Branwen?
Yes.
Okay, I will wait for him to finish.
Okay. A couple more minutes pass, and he inevitably lifts it up, kind of beaming, and all of you, kind of surrounding the table, do. It is a stunning portrait of Branwen. Like he's captured her essence and given her a very soft smile, like just kind of situated in. It's just her kind of head up, and just flowing locks, soft smile. It looks exactly like her. He goes, "Do you like it?"
It's perfect.
Um, he goes, "You can keep this one. I don't need it."
Okay.
He kind of hands it to you.
Putting that in my inventory.
Um, yeah.
Malin, I have a question for you.
I may not have an answer.
Are you like confused?
Well, are we not all confused? Just a little bit. There are things that I forget, things that I remember, things that come and go, things I wish I could hold on to, like my spectacles.
Do you I might be able to help you if you would be okay with me trying that.
I would love it if you could find my spectacles, yes.
I'm gonna put a hand on him and try to cast protection from good and evil.
Okay. He does not resist. He kind of feels the effects of the spell washing. Oh. There's kind of like this golden glow that passes over him. That was very nice. What did you do?
Oh, it's just I was wondering if you might be cursed or
Cursed.
something in some way.
Maelin is not cursed. You think Maelin is cursed? Maelin simply
Oh,
knows things that people do not wish Maelin to know. People don't believe Maelin.
I
I only
believe
wish
you.
I could remember.
Well, I was thinking that helping to remember might be part of it, but
Well, you
evidently
forget,
not.
and I forget. You remember, I remember. Would that I wish I could. But everything we wish need not come true.
I sort of turn to Randy and shrug.
Malin, I'm sorry you're having such a hard time remembering things right now. It seems like um
I don't think of it as right now. Before, after, here and now. Always. Do we not all forget some things? Wish we would remember. Wish they would come back.
there was a very long time that I didn't remember anything.
Right. And it came back. Some day, truth and legend intertwine. The book of wisdom divine. It will return. Pages aplenty. All for me.
Maelin, would you fancy a little to travel with us for a little while? Might help jog your memory to get out of this place.
No, thank you. Maelin likes the Wandering Willow. The Wandering Willow takes Maelin where he wants to go.
Where do you want to go right now? If you could go anywhere that wasn't in this place, where would you go?
Wherever my spectacles are.
Oh.
Well, I have it on good authority that this place takes us to where we need to go, and we all want to help you find your spectacles. So maybe it'll take us there.
Well, you might be right about that, but I don't wish to leave.
Not even for your spectacles?
Well, you're going to find them for me, so why would I need to leave?
It's true.
That is true.
That place where you saw the middleman, it kind of sounds like somewhere that I might know too. Can you help me remember that?
I've already told you exactly what it is.
Oh.
The sun did shine, the rain did pour. Nature's laws, simply lore. Where this might be, the spring would play, and fickle fay changes night to day. I'm telling you exactly where it is.
Were there a lot of people around? Was that like a town?
Town, city, woods. It is all the same. It depends on what you can define as people.
Yeah.
Who are your people?
People? My
You said
people?
that you
Maelin's
came.
people?
Yeah.
Well, lots of very tall fellows, lanky arms. Stood way taller than Maelin. Longer arms than Maelin, too. Not unlike those. Very long arms. And he kind of looks up at the ceiling.
Branwyn, do you know anywhere where there might be tree folk?
Bramman, make a history check.
Thank you. Uh, well,
As you think about what he has said and the question that Willem has just posed, you get the sense that this might be in the Court of Spring. And you do know that treants in that area tend to be willow trees.
Hey, Chris, I have a question about the map.
Yeah.
Is the Wild just a name for a place between courts?
The Wild is unclaimed territory, so yes. So technically, Silverhaven is in the Wild.
Okay.
Okay.
It is not in the dominion of any court.
Okay.
is there a place in the spring court that I would know where
Place in the Spring
There's
Court that you are most
just
familiar
crazy
with.
weather?
So now that you're asking about weather and you think about weather, you know. Why do I always forget her name?
Janet.
Lyra's
No.
wife?
Celeste Evergreen is a fae that has a strong connection to the weather, and that you have heard legend of her distinct connection, her mood's distinct connection to the weather of her dominion.
Okay. Hey, Brandy. I think he's talking about a place in the spring court.
Okay.
So we would need to go way south.
That is interesting.
Why?
The opposite direction of where we're going.
Yeah. Yeah. Maelin, what's your favorite food? Just curious.
Favorite food?
Mm-hmm.
They make a lovely vegetable curry here. It's very good.
You ever had scramble?
I can't say that I have. People
Make
have
a good
people have
scramble.
called me Scramble. Is it people?
No.
No.
Oh goodness, I would think not.
Do you know what a chicken is?
Chickens, sure.
It's from their eggs.
Chicken eggs. I think I might like that.
Randy makes it.
Hey, Sina, do you have anything you want to ask Maelin?
No, this has been very eye-opening, but thank you for including me. It's a lovely portrait of you.
Hey, Maelin, can you draw something for Sina too?
Sure, I would love to. Do you have any requests? No, you can draw me anything. 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 He starts scribbling away.
Guys, straight up, this is the best artist I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, he's really good.
You could sell this like for a lot.
Well, sell,
No.
buy. Who needs it?
I'll probably give it to my dad. I think he'd like that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
You gotta have some kind of money though if you're just here at the Wandering Willow all the time.
Oh, I have money. Don't know how, though.
I was gonna ask if Maelin is being sex trafficked.
What's he drawing? What's he drawing?
He's very close to the parchment. So you'd have to make an investigation check if you'd like to see.
No, I'll wait. I'll be patient.
Is
Hmm.
anybody paying our table any mind?
No, not that you can see.
There's no fucked up satyrs sitting in a corner anywhere.
You can make a perception check, but to this point, you haven't felt anybody's eyes upon you.
I
Look,
perceive
Jeff.
4.
Sorry, can you come fuss at the dogs real quick?
You see nothing of note.
Uh-oh. The
One
puppies.
second. They're being right.
Give Goose a kiss for me. Oh, little Goose.
Maelin, are you what you
He looks
met
up.
Thalariel. You met Thalariel.
Little
Yeah?
blue man. He kicked me out.
Yeah. You remember what he looks like, yeah?
Little blue man.
After you're done with that, could you draw me a picture of him?
Nobody's ever asked me to do that before. I wonder. He's going to kind of scribble. He's going to slide, like kind of flip the paper over and slide it across to Cena. And she will pick it up and immediately fold it and slide it into her bag.
Does
It's
her
very-
face give anything away?
Make an insight check.
I also make an insight check.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, I got a 10.
Brian, when you detect a slight, soft smile, maybe a little bit of flush in the cheeks, and she will tuck the picture away. She's very kind of you. I'm going to go to the bar. Does anybody want anything?
Yes.
I'm okay, thank you.
I'm
Honey?
just gonna quick send her a little telepathic message. You okay?
Message.
Message.
Message. Honey drinks? Honey?
Oh, I want to know what's on that paper.
Oh, I think, um, Manuel? No, Maelin wanted to keep that, he gave it to me, and I'm gonna keep it. I like it. It's a picture of me, and I don't really like.
You ignore me?
I don't
Do you-
like having people see picture. I don't like pictures of me, but I love the picture. Thank you, Maelin. I just don't
Is
like
she being
when
truthful?
I don't like pictures of myself. I'm gonna go to the bar, and she will leave. And if you want to
Did
detect
she
whether
go
she
on
is being
message?
truthful or not, Willem, you may make an insight check.
I wonder.
That would be a 21.
A what?
21. 17 plus 4.
No, she is lying, big time.
I will
And
saunter after her.
what?
I will saunter up to the bar after her.
Okay. And Branwen, she goes, "Oh yeah, fine. Just want a drink."
Insight check. 22.
Yeah, she's lying.
Is
Don't you secrets.
she
I
lying
need
about
to
being
know.
okay, or is she lying about not liking pictures of herself?
So she's not lying. So like, if you're asking about if you're rolling insight into, you're right. Okay, so Branwen can tell that she's lying about being fine. You were rolling insight into whether she likes pictures about herself, in which case she is not lying about that, but you can tell that she's not telling the whole truth.
Okay.
Maelin,
As
surely
part of
people
my
have to appreciate
insight
your work.
check, is the not okay like a really, really bad not okay?
No, it's just like a I'm uncomfortable with this situation, and I'm gonna
Okay.
leave. Yeah. So she'll head over to the
It's not
bar.
a she's secretly evil again.
Yeah. So she'll head over to the bar, and Willem, you follow her.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out still at the table.
I'm just like looking towards the table, but lounging back on a stool, and I just sort of shoot her a side glance, and I go, Zena, we've lived together for who knows how long now, traveled together for
Not
even
that
longer.
long.
I know you're not
She's
being
gonna say, "Not that long."
long enough for me to know when you're not being truthful.
But not long enough to know when I might not want to tell you everything.
I'm just saying, I wasn't sure if it was because Randy was there or not, but he's not here now. You and I are friends.
That's an interesting perspective.
Oh my god, holy shit.
Yep. I'm glad you think so.
Go away now.
Mm. All right. Keep your secrets, and I'll sort of like knock my milk on the table and go back to the table.
She just kind of goes like this as you leave.
We're traumatizing her so much.
Maelin, this drawing happens much faster because he holds up. I want to get it right.
Oh my god, a picture of Thalariel.
He holds up a small figure, very petite in stature, but like somehow he's put a lot of detail into the abs, like the abdominal muscles. Like clearly,
Yeah.
this creature is ripped for a creature of its size, and it has these very long, peculiar, pointed ears, and seemingly like kind of very thick braided hair that extends almost into the texture of leaves, and sunken, beady eyes. Thalariel!
Wow.
Does this look like any kind of creature that I know?
It does! Hold on. I have to pull up notes.
I totally thought Thariel was just going to be like a Santa Claus in a green suit until you said blue man and then abs and then long pointy weird ears.
Is this like
Yeah,
Rough
Santa
Yoda?
Claus. I'm thinking, what's his name from God of War?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that guy.
Tim Allen.
No.
Tim
Holy
Allen,
shit.
Tim
What
the
is
Allen,
his
famous
name?
God of
character from the
War.
God of War series.
Tim Allen is in the God of War?
No!
He is. He is.
Hold on
But
just
he
one
is
second.
Okay, how do I
Santa
go to
Claus.
those AI art?
What is his name? Oh my god.
Yeah, put him Alan God of War into Mid-Journey.
Brock. There we go. I was like, I know there's a BRO, but I don't know what the last part of it is. Brock.
Sorry, 1 second. I have a very long list of.
Creatures.
Yes.
Creatures. How has it almost been 2 hours? That's crazy.
Oh,
Time flies when
Maelin.
you're talking to Maelin.
He's an
Evidently.
interesting guy.
Chris, can we go for like another 2 hours?
Sure. Was
I
that
took
it?
a nap today.
Yes, he looks like a Korrid.
Please spell that for me.
Korred.
ED?
Ed.
Oh, it's a guy.
Do I know what the? Can you give me a quick description of what the hell that is?
They look a lot like Thalariel. They kind of look like a cross between a gnome, a dwarf, and a satyr.
Like, what's their overall, like, are they associated with anything at all?
No, you know them to be a very rare and fairy tale-esque creature that you read about in Thariel's books.
These, I looked up art of it. Holy shit, these are awesome.
No, sorry, it's Korr.
Yes,
I-
Korred. The Santa
But they're
Claus thing
not
has
like,
really
Oh,
not
that's
been that
nice.
off.
but they're not like, oh my god, it's so cute. But are they? They're not like little like murderous creatures or anything.
No,
Are
not
they?
at all. In fact, you would know them to be quite jovial and diminutive, and more like kind of creatures of legend rather than having like coalesced society.
I'm like, oh, it's. I like pointed it. I'm like that's called like a Korrid. Does Maelin say anything about that?
He just kind of looks at you. He's like, no, Thariel.
Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
said.
Thariel.
Yeah. Cool dude, huh?
Well, thank you for this picture. You've been a tremendous help, Maelin.
Well, I do hope that you'll find my spectacles. Like I said, I don't remember where I was, but I remember it was autumn.
Okay.
Were you lost them?
Yes.
You will definitely pick them up and give them to you if we come across them.
Great. And he's just going to kind of really not pay you any mind and go right back to scribbling away on this paper.
I'm gonna if we're just gonna be hanging out here, I'm gonna try my best to draw a picture of Maelin.
Okay. I'll have you roll a performance check.
Oh,
You're a
hold
bard.
on.
You have like experience in the past.
How hot is Maelin?
Maelin is a 17. The ears do not
Holy
give him
shit, he's
away.
a
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah,
They add to the mystique.
they do.
Is Maelin the hottest person in this bar right now?
I'll roll
Make
3
a
more
roll
to
for
check.
each.
I'll roll like a collective check for everyone. There is a couple of other 17s, but nobody realistically like hotter.
My drawing is gonna be a 13.
Okay. You pass back a piece of paper
I
to
definitely
him.
try. I'm trying though.
Yeah, it looks decent enough like him. The rest of you looking at the drawing that she's working on, you see that she's probably put a little bit too much emphasis on the ears for someone who would be like drawing art. For a person who would be a little bit more cognizant of that, they might.
It's like it's a little cartoonish.
Yes, a little caricature-esque. And you're gonna like kind of slide it to him, and he looks over and goes, "Lovely." And he's gonna take the paper and start drawing fractals on it.
Where do you
Okay.
see these shapes?
Not shapes. They're words. This
does it
is
say?
this is what I remember.
It's like a language that we don't know how to read though.
Well, Branwyn or
Yeah.
Willem, make a history check.
Oh, I'm giving myself inspiration
Okay.
because you had a little smile on your face when you said that.
Well, I hope your inspiration's good because I got a 4.
Okay.
Branwyn just went.
22.
You've seen shapes like this before. In the book you carry from possession of Zoltar, the Etheric Compendium.
Wait.
That book that belongs to Thariel.
The book that was written by Thalariel.
Wait.
Wait, this book was written by Thalariel?
So you've been told.
Hey.
That book that we
Hey.
also have.
But we can't understand it because it's in written.
Hey,
in-
Maelin, I
Wait,
have
does he understand it?
something. I have something that I would like to show you. But I need to keep it, okay?
Okay. Is it my spectacles?
No. But it's something that you're gonna be able to read. I'm gonna just slowly pull out the book.
He looks at it and tilts his
I don't
head.
know how to read this.
Kind of tilts his head at it. And then he just starts to scream. Like at the
Oh fuck!
top of his lungs. Like, now people in the bar are looking at you. Where he's just like, that scene in Community where they cancel Dr. Spacetime and Abed just screams? It's that.
I put it back so fast.
And as soon as you put it away, it just goes. It just kind of like starts rocking back and forth. He goes,
Branwyn, what did you do?
I just took out a book. I didn't even open it.
What book?
Thariel's book.
what book?
Oh,
Truth and legend intertwined. Found a book, wisdom divine. Truth and legend intertwined. Found a book, wisdom divine. Pages aplenty, but few for me. Little blue man would have me flee. Truth and legend intertwined. Found a book with wisdom divine. Pages aplenty, few for me. Little blue man would have me flee. Truth and
I'm
legend
gonna
intertwined. Found a book with wisdom divine. Pages aplenty, but few for me. Little blue man would have me flee. And you just
I'm gonna
go,
turn to Branwyn and ask for the book.
Yeah, I get
Hey,
it. I
man,
just
that
sneak
book.
it to him under the table.
truth and
Yeah.
legend intertwined. Cena will
I take
come
it.
running over at this point. She's like, what is going on?
It's
Branwyn broke him.
Branwyn showed him the book, the Etheric Compendium.
he's
So,
not
Thariel's
broken.
book.
I'm gonna cast calm emotions on this man.
The screaming dulls, but he's still kind of truth and legend intertwine. Found a book, wisdom divine, pages aplenty, but few for me. Little blue man would have me flee.
Hey, Randy, did Adara ever say Thariel would be happy to see you?
She did not.
Interesting. Maybe he's staying out of sight for a reason. Because I'm beginning to think he might have did something to Maelin over here.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that idea too. I'm gonna try one more thing though. And like having cast calm emotions, that's a concentration spell of 1 minute. I'm gonna take out the book again. I'm gonna like open it up to the beginning, and I'm gonna like see if you can read it.
Truth and legend intertwined. Found a book with wisdom divine. Pages aplenty, but few for me. Little blue man would have me flee. Truth and legend intertwined. Found a book, wisdom divine. Pages
Are
aplenty,
you
but
able
few
to
for
read
me.
this, Maelin?
Truth and legend intertwined. Found a
I'm
book
gonna
with wisdom
shut the
divine.
cover up.
Pages
Yeah, I
aplenty,
take
but
the
few
book
for
out of the
me.
way.
Little blue man would have me flee. Plenty of pages, but few for me. Plenty of pages, but few for me.
Hmm.
At this point, the dryad will float over. I'm begging your pardon, all, but we do have other guests. Is there some type of trouble that I can assist with?
Oh, we're very sorry. It's just Maelin had a little bit of a reaction to some book.
She
But
will
we're
place
putting it away now.
a hand on Malin's shoulders. Malin, perhaps it's best you head to bed for the evening. We wouldn't want. It's entirely up to you, but your bed is always waiting for you. And she'll kind of look at you all critically, not judgmentally, just like kind of scan you all. Very few people come looking for Malin. Please treat the Wandering Willow with respect. Treat its guests with respect.
Has he ever reacted this way before to anything?
We are not his caretakers, but no, we have not had this type of outburst before.
Oh, well, terribly sorry. And I look at Maelin and I go, very sorry to you as well.
Truth and legend intertwine, found a book, wisdom divine. Pages aplenty, but few for me. Little blue man would have me flee. Pages aplenty, but few for me. Little blue man would have me flee.
Good night, Maelin. Thanks for your help.
Bed? Bed. Yes, indeed. Bed. Marcus Randy, thank you.
Thank you.
Truth and
Feel
legend
like we
intertwined, found
took
a book
more
with
than we
wisdom
gave.
divine. And he's just gonna kind of push through you and wander up a twisting staircase into the above.
And I thought asking Cena about her drawing was bad.
Cena will just gonna like let out an audible sigh. Just, why is it that everywhere we go, something bad happens?
To be
Sometimes
fair, we
good
are
things
chasing
happen.
the apocalypse.
I suppose it's true. Randy,
So, oh, nope, go.
you are the first to notice that he left everything behind.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
God.
gonna start sorting through his
Are
papers.
you sure that's a good idea?
Absolutely.
Don't
As
think he
you
didn't want to show you for a reason?
What?
You don't think Maelin didn't want to show you for a reason?
I don't. I could not give a shit.
Oh, so you're just gonna read pages that might have come from the book that sometimes makes you insane?
Absolutely. Look at me.
Willem throws his hands up in the air and slides back his chair.
as you thumb through the papers, I'll have you make an investigation check.
I'm gonna start drawing a picture of the Wandering Willow, and I'm gonna just make him a little like apology note and sign it from all of us. And I write Mark. I put Randy's name as Mark and Randy or whatever.
Mark is Randy.
Mark is Randy. Yeah.
I got an 8.
So you don't find anything that really captures your attention. It's a lot of pages with the fractal and like peculiar drawings on them. The only thing I'll say is that like you note that like there's a lot of different kinds of parchment in here. He's clearly collected these over the year, like collected from different pieces of paper.
They all like. There's nothing in here that I can like read.
You anything that you can read is really just like similar to your experience this evening, where it's the same word written over and over again. None of them strike you as important.
And every
Okay.
time he writes the word house, it's in blue. That's a House of Leaves reference. For all y'all that.
Nobody got it. I thought it was a
Yep,
bear.
I
thought it was a bear in the big blue house reference.
Nope.
For all our leaf heads in the chat.
For all our fans of Danielewski.
Sure.
I'm going to gather up the papers and like I'm just gonna you said there's like a big like
Padfolio.
portfolio
Yeah.
type. Yeah. I'm gonna put them all in there, and I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
Randy,
Should we give those back to him?
It
The
kind
only
of
the only
seems
question
like
I'll
they
ask is, are
weren't.
you doing so stealthily? Like for the rest of the bar, obviously your companions will be able to see, but
Are people like paying attention to us?
you can make a perception
I'm
check to
paying
kind of
attention.
check first.
I'm looking at you so disapprovingly. In the top left corner of the screen, it says, "For anyone disapproves."
I got a 12.
You don't notice anyone in particular looking at you.
Then I'm not gonna do it stealthily.
Okay. You are now in the
And I'm gonna
possession
look at
of Malin's Padfolio.
I'm gonna look at Willem. I'm gonna say, if anything, these were not helping. It's the situation.
Uh, I have weird feelings about this. I mean, Azara sent you to find him. I don't know if she'd want you to steal from him, but you know her better than I do, so you're her chosen one.
Adara just said he had things. He said he was worth listening to, and this is listening for long time reasons.
However you want to square it away, my man.
Yeah, I take it with me.
So I will say that all of you have, based on the conversation that you had with Maelin and your travels to this point, have spent the better part of the day here, having arrived like kind of early afternoon. It is now night is approaching. You can get the sense based on Maelin going upstairs that the Wandering Willow does offer rooms for rent, but it also seems like a fairly small place. So you're getting the sense you kind of have to make a decision on where you'll be this evening.
Has the Willow been wandering?
You can't tell from inside.
I will go check on the balcony if we're in the same place where we got on.
Looking out on the balcony, you are in the exact same spot that you got on.
Oh,
I think we should stay the night here.
Okay.
yeah. Maybe it'll take us closer to where we need to go.
Maybe you can give Maelin his stuff back and
Maybe.
okay.
I'm going to go to the bartender and ask if they have rooms available for us.
We tend to have rooms for those in need. I'm afraid we don't have 6, though. 5. We only have 2 rooms left.
That's
Okay.
probably fine.
Um, I'll do the polite thing and remind you that this is a tree, so the rooms are quite small, but you are more than welcome to bunk together. There are 30
Yeah,
goals a
that's
night.
How comfortable is that ground looking outside?
Well, it is the forest. You, particularly, are comfortable and accustomed to the forest.
Uh, I turn to my companions and I say, they don't have a lot of rooms. I think I'm just gonna camp outside for the night. Hopefully you don't wander anywhere without me.
how safe is it
No,
outside at
that's a
night
good
here?
idea.
Bramlin, your hypothesis is that you're not far from a major city, um, and that but you also know that the wild is a pretty nutso place.
Um, well, what if somebody in the middle of the night happens to need? Are w- are are we? Would we be able to all pack into a room or two?
Certainly, you could fit into 2, but it might be uncomfortable for some of you. It kind of looks up at Randy, given his large size.
He can fold up real small.
Yeah, I'll live.
No,
Not as
y'all
small as
can
this
hold
guy,
up
though,
real
am I
small.
right?
Yeah.
They are
Quite friendly, though.
certainly yours if you'd like them.
Yes, please.
All right. She will produce 2 keys. kind of like lifts up her left arm, and like the keys kind of fall out of the root structure that makes up her arm, and she'll pull them out and hand kind of floats them over one another. Who's going where?
Randy and Cena, you want to share a room, and then I'll
The
share one
four
with
of
these
us.
idiots.
Yeah, sounds good to
Let's
me.
Oh, I'm still gonna sleep outside.
I
Oh,
feel
I
like that
don't
could be a
think that's
potentially really bad
good
idea.
idea.
Well, and what if we wander? We'll never
Well,
see you again.
well, I will
The
follow
dryad
the north.
interrupts. The tavern drops you where you need to be dropped.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Well,
Wait,
sure.
really?
We are always wandering.
Didn't
Where
Didn't I
you
say that?
enter, you leave.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, beautiful.
I mean, well, it's not always entirely safe out in the wild.
I'll curl up by the roots. I'll be fine. I did this for months.
You know what? Screw it. You do you.
Okay, so it's Duncan, Branwyn, and Randy and Cena.
Yep.
All right. She kind of hands the keys to you both. She goes, "You can close your tab and pay for the rooms in the morning. Um, enjoy your night."
And then I just give her my little thank you / sorry note.
I'll see to it
to
that he gets this. Thank you.
Yeah. It also says that he's the best artist I've ever met.
He's quite talented, yes. All right. You all head to your appropriate rooms. Willem, you head out into the cool night. It is a crisp evening, and the bustle of the tavern on the patio is still quite lively. But assuming you stay near the tavern, you find a place on the side of the road, reasonably close to curl up for the evening.
Yep.
Are any of you doing anything prior to going to bed?
I would like to talk to Cena real quick.
All right, I'll have everybody that isn't Randy mute their audios.
Okay. I'm just gonna find a little hidey hole big enough for a small creature in nestle in.
All right, we'll assume that Brandon has.
Chris, what's the signal to come back? Or you're just gonna type it in the chat?
I'll do jazz hands, or I'll type it in the chat. All right. Just a
Wait,
minute.
what about Steph?
Steph, can you hear us? Okay, turn your audio off. Hold on, let me get
Just a second, I'm trying to figure out how.
It's next to the mute button.
just the mute. Turn your volume off.
Oh man, the deafen button? Where's the deafen button?
Just turn
It's
your
next to the
volume
mute.
off.
Oh yeah, or do
The button
that.
next to the mute button is disconnect. Oh yeah, I guess I'll just do that.
Oh. Bottom left, queen.
Left
Okay.
queen. All right. Cena's kind of unpacking her satchel. You know, you enter the room. It is quite small. As you look down into, or rather, enter the space, it's kind of perched between a number of branches and they kind of intertwine, and the willows kind of descend over an open air window. They kind of float in the breeze. There is one bed and a small dresser. Um, you can take the bed. I don't mind sleeping on the floor. But the bed's kind of small.
Well, it wouldn't do me much good then, to be fair.
All right. Well,
You can take the bed. I'll be fine.
thanks.
I'm not going to do much sleeping tonight anyway.
Something the matter?
No, well, yeah, I'm just going to look through all this stuff a little more closely. I'll make sure I didn't miss anything.
Got it. Okay.
Hey,
She kind of closes her eyes as she waits for the question.
can I ask what the
Can I
what
ask
picture
you if
Maelin?
you've already told people about this?
No. No, I wouldn't do that.
She unfolds the picture, and it is essentially the same portrait of Branwyn. I'm assuming that it's just because he's insane, and we don't really need to think about it any deeper than that.
Yeah. You did spend more time on that one than the one for Branwyn, though, which is just interesting.
You looking at it kind of note like an additional level of detail that's associated with it. And it's just because there's no. Stop reading into it.
Okay, my bad. Sorry, I was just curious.
I'm gonna go to bed
I
now.
had a suspicion, but anyway.
Don't stay up too late.
Have a good night, Cena.
Listen,
Sleep well.
I just. I know you're taking this really seriously, but we need you at your best. And if you're gonna go off on these trains that keep you up, keep you distracted, we're never gonna find the answers that we need.
Well, the Adara told. I feel like these are gonna have a lot of answers in them. This isn't, just like library books. This is like,
Now, I understand that, but you can't even read those things.
well, I didn't look through them that hard. I won't look. I'll get some sleep tonight. I promise.
Thank you. And just forget about what I told you the other night. It's nothing.
Okay. I'm smiling. That.
What are the rest of you doing?
So, Chris, to be clear, I am gonna look through all that stuff,
Yes.
but I'm gonna try to get like a half night's sleep.
Sure. So you scanning through the pages, I'll say that if you're investing time in looking through them more individually,
Yeah.
you are able to discern from the pages that some of them have clearly been ripped from the etheric compendium.
Okay. I'm going to save those ripped pages, and I'm gonna put everything else back into the padfolio, and I'm gonna like tiptoe out of the room at the end of the night, and I'm gonna put it back on the table where I found it.
Two things. One, the other one thing that you notice is that many of the other pages, especially like of what you've seen of the compendium, are word for word recreations of the pages in the book itself.
Okay.
And if you're going to tiptoe down, I will have you make a stealth check.
Okay. 13.
Okay. You experiencing no issues. You kind of wander down the stairs and you see that the dryad is still there, but she's kind of distracted behind the bar and does not notice you. Amble over to the table and place the book upon it, or the padfolio upon it.
Yeah, and I go back upstairs and I go to sleep.
Anybody else doing anything before they go to sleep tonight?
Making a little
I am
camping
going to message Elray.
Okay.
Hey girl, hey. How many days have we been in the Feywild?
You're entering day number 3. This is your third long
Um,
rest in the Feywild.
Okay. Sup, Elray. Starting day 3 here. Might have a lead to find Thalariel.
Sorry, so it'll be day 4 because you've rested.
Day
This is your
4.
third rest. You're
Yes.
starting day 4.
Yes. Say that instead. Might have a lead. Okay so far. What's crack-a-lackin'? What you wearing?
He replies, "Hey girl, hey," but he actually says it. Like it is not part of the spell casting. And he goes, "It's always wonderful to hear your voice. I have little news to report. People are quite happy here, and things move along peacefully. I wish you luck in your lead, and hope that your welcome was warmer than you expected."
What's he wearing?
Oh, sorry. Cerulean robes.
Oh my god.
Are you doing anything else before you go to sleep?
Hey, Dunk, you have anyone that you want me to send a message to?
If you got the charge, just go ahead and let Borgen know I'm doing good.
Oh, okay. Anything in particular?
Just that thinking about home, and I hope he's doing okay.
Wait, what was the first thing that you said?
Thinking about home.
Thinking about home.
Okay. I send a message to Borgin.
What are you wearing?
Wait. Oh, okay. Hey girl, hey. This is Branwyn, Dunk's friend. Dunk says hi. I immediately forgot. What he told me to say. He's thinking of home. Hopes you're okay. What you wearing?
You hear a voice in your mind, a familiar one, and it kind of dawns on you in that moment that it's been 2 months since you've seen Morgan in their time, just based on the time before Conway's Ferry and the time you've been in the Feywild. And you hear like his booming voice in your mind. He goes, "Ha!
Oh
Hello,
god, he doesn't need
Branman."
to yell.
He goes, "Dunk's a good lad. Well, you all be safe. Have a plan for everything you do. Call upon Borgin should you ever need him."
And I said that word for word as I was hearing it in my best Borgin impression.
Great.
Thank you, Brandon. I needed that.
Hey, Dunk, I have a possibly stupid idea.
I like stupid ideas.
I have one sending spell slot left, and I know what Thariel looks like. Thoughts?
Okay, hang on. What do we say?
Should we tell Randy?
Absolutely yes. This is kind of his thing.
Okay, yeah, let's go. We creep out of the room and we go right next door, like we're like preteen girls at like summer camp.
Oh yeah.
I'll say at this point that Randy is still like kind of combing through the papers. And Randy, you hear a knock on your door.
And we crack the door open and we're like, our heads are stacked. Randy,
What?
I have a stupid idea.
I'm so in, and I get up and I leave the room.
I have one sending spell slot left,
All right.
and I know what Thariel looks like.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, for sure.
What do you want me to say?
Um,
You tell me exactly what to say.
I don't want to scare him away, make him more elusive, you know? Like, I don't want to
You can
tell
make
him
it
we're
like
looking for him.
you could make it like vague. I could be like, I'm a friend of someone who may need your help.
Yeah, all right.
The realms depend on it.
How about this? I speak for Randy, champion of Adara.
I will hold you to 25 words here.
Okay. How many is that?
Wait just a second.
7.
Yes, it's 7 so far.
Your knowledge and strength are required.
What about requested?
Requested to prevent the oncoming apocalypse. Is that too much?
That's 11 more than, or no, that's 5 more. That's 18.
Is apocalypse, is that too much? You think he's gonna get scared?
How about a possible apocalypse?
That's 2 more words.
What about a possible lips?
Well, we'd just be switching out the oncoming with a possible, you know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. The possible apocalypse. That's a good it sounds good too, like poetry.
Can we talk?
Let's hang.
Sure.
Will
Yeah.
will you meet him?
Can we meet?
And where?
And how?
Where slash how?
On God.
On God. I knew it was on God.
Wait, can we meet and where on God?
On
Can we
God.
meet? Wait, can we fit where slash when? On
Where?
God.
Okay, wait. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. We're one word over.
It's okay.
Get rid of on God. Fine.
Yeah.
Get rid of a possible apocalypse.
How
Just say
about we're
possible
gonna get rid of and strength, your knowledge. Good enough.
Fine.
Okay. So I cast the spell using the required incantation of Hey girl. I speak for Randy, champion of Adara. Your knowledge is requested to prevent a possible apocalypse. Can we meet and where slash when on God?
Okay, hold on.
I felt like that was a very concise and well written message.
No notes.
Is there a way you can like play the reply on speakerphone or something?
I'm just gonna say it exactly as I hear it, like while I hear it. Nothing could go poorly right here.
Wow, nailed it in the first try. Okay. You hear a voice in your mind. Like throaty and but diminutive, like small in stature, you can tell. Of course, Clover freaks out in this moment. You know,
Oh.
I know nothing of you. You know nothing of what you speak. I cannot help. There are no more champions. Do not seek me out. Give me 1 second.
I tell you, I say it as I hear it.
But at least we know he's not Santa Claus.
And he's real.
Exactly.
Has
That's a
no
big one.
elven child with a sending spell ever tried to do this before?
Not an elf. God. Fuck.
Ladrin. Let's be proper.
Thank you.
Which is a kind of elf.
Racist of you.
I'm coming.
Are we doing phrasing?
I'm here. Okay.
I've arrived.
Hello.
I experienced a microaggression from Will.
I heard everything.
Oh, right
And
when
I'll
she
respond to Willem that maybe not everybody knew what he looked like. Ever think of that?
when
No.
Brandon says the words out loud, the first thing that Randy does is start crying, and he just goes, "He's real. Oh my god. He's real."
Um. What should we do now?
I feel like we gotta prove that I'm a champion.
I'll remind you all it's the middle of the night at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Okay.
let's wait until the morning and we can talk to Willem and sort what we want to do next out.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can try again tomorrow night if I have spell slots left. Okay, bye.
Bye.
And then me and Dunk have a cuddle pile.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
he's so squishy.
At this point in the night, I'll have everybody except Branwyn disable their audio.
What? Oh, now I'm scared. Oh no.
Give me a thumbs up when
Oh,
you can't
beans
hear
on
anything.
toast. You.
Okay.
Chris, do you just realize that you said give me a thumbs up if you can't hear
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. All right, hold on. All right, Branwyn. As you slip into your meditation, you let your mind wander, and visions of home overtake you. And I kid you not, I had this written down, so it was really made me laugh when Dunk said it earlier. With each step that you take toward the Shimmer Peak Mountains, you are closer to home than you have ever been in years. The treacherous range is now the only thing that separates you from Hylasera. Your mind continues to wander. Eve and Paxton now flank you on either side as you grind your blade against a whetstone in the underbelly of the Soul Colosseum. Paxton is lamenting the 80-1 odds he took on Bartleby. And Colette, hearing that, kind of chuckles to herself in the corner, her head buried in a book. Your insides feel warm and content. This is what you're working toward. This could be your future, your present even. You turn towards the source of the voice as a young woman leans against the marble wall, her black dress cinched tightly around her waist, auburn hair pulled back into a neat ponytail. The Lady Ophelia. And the world around you seems to halt, your friends frozen in a state of ignorant bliss. You're quite a talented individual. It took me a long time to realize that if I followed you long enough in the ethereal, I'd be able to get inside your hut, or at least find you at a night when you didn't have one up. So, thanks for that. How are you doing?
Why are you here?
Well, if you want to cut straight to the chase, Willem appears to be a lost cause. Blood oaths and killing Gwen and all that. Poor thing. She really did invest a lot in him. Clover wants to be a part of this part. Um,
She's somehow holding a dog. I'm like,
yes.
what?
She's
This
like, it's
doesn't
a
make
cat,
sense.
like Dr. Evil. But things don't need to get nasty between us. If I recall correctly, one of your compatriots, former now, was interested in a deal. Perhaps you might be the same.
No.
So quick to judgment, darling. That's a shame.
Wait, do I know who she means by one of my compatriots?
Yeah, Laserhawk.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. At least let me paint you a picture. Surely,
I feel like you're going to, no matter if I say no or not.
it's your dream. Imagine a world just like this. where you were never banished. All was right with the world. Your sister with her books, you with your blade, and your friends, your real friends, never mind those odd ones you've made along the way. We can make that happen. It's a very simple promise in exchange.
In exchange for what?
You were never banished. Everyone forgets your heinous crime. The last 2 years, forgotten. You'll live as though nothing bad ever happened. Your family returned to normal. Your life returned to normal. Even the Lord Erevan can have his precious Wild Hunt lordship back. It'll be like it never happened at all.
In exchange for what?
Well, I know you can't prevent him from coming here. He's a vigilant lad. I wouldn't hold you to something so challenging. But when the time comes, you won't help him. And when he dies by our hand, your slate is wiped clean.
Get fucked.
My, you're much too pretty for such foul language. The reality is I find it that threats make really awful line items in contracts. But you know what we're capable of, darling. In this life and the next. And with that, the scene around you starts to spring to life. The sparks flying off the whetstone meet your pale skin, leaving blood in their wake as the world begins to crumble. Your hands dripping red, Walder's bloated head still clutched between them. Members of the watch ripping at your shoulders, trying to pull you off of him as you jolt back to reality. The hum of the insects outside, ever present. Dunk snoring soundly beneath you.
I'm just gonna get up and go sit out on the little patio outside.
All right. Willem, how are you? Are you doing anything before your nighttime slumber?
Well, I'm doing what I always do, which is cast protection from evil and good on myself from my sword.
Okay.
Also, I have a question.
Yes.
Were you doing your haughty British villain voice?
No.
Oh,
Mm.
that's what I
Yeah.
surmised from your facial expressions.
Yeah. No.
Not as good a reading as I thought. Oh well. Yeah, no. Just casting my spell and checking out around, making myself cozy, and going to sleep.
All right.
Should I be
The
doing something?
the darker the night becomes, like the fouler the sounds start to pick up as well, especially on the outside. You hear like this kind of odd squawk or croak cutting through the persistent hum of the creatures that seem to grow louder as the stars continue to shimmer in the sky. Um, Contrary to the occasional sounds of nature in the material plane, the wild is just a proverbial symphony of sound. And so you find it difficult to drift off to sleep, but inevitably you do fall asleep. But in the middle of the night, I will have you make a perception check at disadvantage to see if you wake up to something.
Oh wow, that's really disadvantaged, huh? I rolled a 17 and a 3, which would be a 4.
Okay. You manage to sleep through the night without any issue. And inevitably, the sun rises on the morning, and you are the first to awake. Um, and as you kind of limber stretch, you see that you are actually not the first to awake, and that your companion Branwyn is sitting out on the patio.
Is all my stuff still there?
All your stuff is still there.
Well, I will wave at her and say good morning.
I wave sleepily back.
You get your 4 hours of trance time in?
Maybe?
Cryptic.
You did not achieve the effects of a long rest.
Oh no, for real?
For real.
Fuck.
Branwyn, you kind of look like how Randy looks when he doesn't sleep.
Yeah, I can thank your mom for that,
Oh, which one?
Ophelia.
Which one?
Yeah. I want to talk about it.
They're coming after us because they don't think that you're a lost cause, apparently.
They meaning all three of them?
I don't know. I just saw the one. She has a cat.
Oh, like a
Sorry, I don't.
like a fucked up scary cat?
No, it's just a cat.
Oh, well.
It was Clover.
Oh,
Aw.
yeah. Okay. Any ETA on that?
On what?
On when she'd be here?
Oh no, she was just trying to get me to like turn against you and stuff.
Oh, interesting. Why?
So they can kill you or something,
They don't want me dead.
or whatever. She wants me to not help you.
Well, that would make sense. She doesn't want to die, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm. Yeah. Sorry about that one. I guess she can't get to me, so she asked you being the messenger. That's unfortunate. I really am sorry. If
Yeah,
you,
I'm gonna just take a nap until the others wake up.
Good
yeah,
morning.
Oh fuck.
Is,
Anybody got some scramble?
is it okay if I share?
Yeah.
Oh, Ophelia is talking to Branwyn and trying to get her to turn against me, and apparently they don't think I'm a lost cause, and
No, they do think you're a lost cause, and now they're coming after us, I think.
well, if they think I'm a lost cause, yeah, then they're gonna try to kill me.
What'd they offer you?
No,
Curious.
you know, for my life to not suck again.
Oh,
You said no, right?
Do you think I would be this tired if I said yes?
No,
yeah.
maybe.
Being tired sucks. So if her life didn't suck anymore, then she probably wouldn't be tired.
This is a fair point.
Point. That's a good, very smart dog.
Oh, that.
Yeah, I might be down spells today. Sorry.
Not only might you be down spells, you might be down if one were to measure hit points. That might also happen to you, because that happened to me.
What?
Your hit point maximum decreases by 10.
Shit. Ah.
See, this is a problem because this, and I'd say tapping on my sword, this protects me. This does not protect you. She
Right.
can do this to all of you every night. All of them can.
Wait, was this like a dream thing, or is this like a real life thing?
Well, I mean, their dream is now affecting me in real life, so yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Although it sounds like she said this is the first night that, in a while, that the hut might have something to do with it, so I might just have to make a hut every night.
I can also cast protection from evil and good on us every night.
That would be kind of nice.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, that would be good.
if I got the
Sure.
slots, I got the spots.
Does she know about the conversation you had with Smock?
I don't know.
Like, did she indicate that we might also be coming after her?
Well, I think she just knows that we're going to be coming after her eventually, but I don't know if she knows specifically that I talked to a weird little Saturn man
Yeah.
who is weirdly hot.
I
Did anyone else have messed up dreams, or was it just me?
No, I
the
slept
woods
great.
Sounds like a baby.
the woods are really loud, but I've slept okay.
Cena, how are your dreams?
Fine, uninterrupted.
Insight check. 30-20.
She's not telling the truth, but she's also not experiencing what you're experiencing.
Sick.
Because she agreed with that.
What?
Oh, that's just Nolan. That's not Willem. Willem doesn't know any of this.
Oh, Willem, we confirmed that Thalariel is a real guy last night.
I thought Adara confirmed that for you.
Well, yes, but now we've heard from him in the flesh.
You
Not that.
talked to him?
We sent sending to him last night, and
Oh.
he responded with "fuck off" and "stop trying to find me." So we're on the
Oh.
right path.
Yeah.
So he's not super thrilled to talk to like a champion of Adara.
No, he didn't really believe that I was a champion.
Oh. Did Adara
That's
ever say what like you're supposed to do when you find him?
uh, no,
Cool.
but he has knowledge that we need.
Cool. Okay.
So here's my idea, gang. And you guys can, say no or whatever. But what I think we should do is that Thalariel, supposedly, according to Maelin, is down south. Perhaps around there is where he saw him last. Also, the Shimmer Peak Mountains. He's also been known to travel there sometimes in the book that I read that one time. So I think we just keep doing what we were doing. Do you still want to do hag stuff?
Oh, very much so. And I know
Okay.
you gotta like talk to people at Adara's temple in the mountains too.
Yeah. Well, do you want to do hag stuff in Old Hollow first, or do you want to go to you want to go straight to the mountains?
Is one on the way?
Is it?
Yes, the Misthold Swamp is in the foothills of the Shimmer Peak. Sorry, the Whisperwood Swamp is in the foothills of the Shimmer Peak Mountains.
And that's where Ophelia is, correct?
Yes, indeed.
Well, let's
It's almost
let's
like
pay,
it's on the way.
let's pay Ophelia a visit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Onward.
So you all
Oh.
go ahead.
And Branwyn still has the book, the
She does.
Pendium book.
No, you took it from me.
Oh, I assumed I gave it back, but if I still have it, then I will take that out. Take out like how many pages did I have from?
You find 8 pages.
Okay. I take out like the 8 pages that I got from the Padfolio, and I give both to her, and I say I give the rest back.
Oh.
His drawings.
I mean,
and stuff.
why don't you hold on to this book? You're a Thariel guy.
Yeah, but I'm incredibly irresponsible.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
All right. So you all have a spot of breakfast and then depart the Wandering Willow?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Does Maelin come down for breakfast?
You have breakfast in the tavern, but do not see Maelin at any point.
Mm.
Sad.
Probably not doing too well after the whole temporary breaking of sanity thing.
Let's go.
As you all depart the tavern, you walk down the steps from the raised deck and onto the kind of well-trodden dirt road. And as soon as you turn your backs on the tavern, the hustle and bustle of it disappears. And as you look over your shoulder, you no longer see the Wandering Willow Tavern.
Does Randy still have the coin, or does Dunk still have the coin? I forgot who got flipped to.
I think I had it last.
Dunk has the coin.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Well, yeah, it's a coin. It belongs in a bank.
That's right. As you walk down the road and deeper into this kind of old growth forest, the mushrooms begin to thin. So, like, there's a lot of mushrooms that were leading, kind of tall, tree-sized mushrooms, and they begin to thin out, and the branches of the trees begin to thicken. So while they grow further apart, the leaves start to begin to brown, and the sky is more visible along the or through the decaying branches overhead. The well-trodden road kind of flanked by fallen oak trees, some the size of buildings in Trowood. Um, and I will have whomever is kind of leading the line make a perception check.
Is it still our boy Dunk?
Uh,
Dunk is leading.
well,
Further down the
no,
road,
sorry.
further down the road, you can very clearly see that the road starts to diverge. The left sloping down, up, and over a hill, while the other plunges northward and deeper into the wood. You can't read it from here, but you do see a sign at the fork in the road.
Which says,
Does it seem like
Yes.
there's anything dangerous around before I go check it out?
No, in your initial inspection, it's still just a well-trodden road in the forest.
Okay.
And as you approach the signpost kind of forks in the direction of the roads, with the right and northward pointing, sort of the north, reads Old Hallow, while to the left, Misthold.
I believe we want to go left.
Make a perception check.
Branwyn or all of us?
Branwyn is just kind of considering that thought.
That is a 12.
In the distance, in the left, to the left, you can see the kind of thinly veiled peaks of mountains through the morning haze.
Yeah, Misthold will. I think that's what we want. Sorry, I'm looking at the map.
All right.
Yeah?
All right.
All right. I trust you.
All right. You all head towards the left, following the signpost for Misthold. And as you kind of raise over the hill and reach like kind of the crest of this road, or rather go up the road and reach the crest of this hill, you look down across a kind of sunken valley, and before you, just kind of like dense, fog-laden environment. The river that you saw earlier is now like kind of clearly flowing behind you and into these waters. There's just murky, dark water with overgrown foliage and just kind of like a canopy of twisted trees. Um, and very clearly, this is the Whisperwood Swamp that you are now kind of sloping down into. It is also, while early in the day, quite hazy in the swamp, or at least very misty, and it seems to be a bit disorienting. And like while you can kind of track the path, there's very little beyond that gives you kind of clarity into where you're headed following the road.
All right.
Well,
I'm going to look at everybody and just say, before we go any further, I want you to know that you probably already know this, but Ophelia is going to be much stronger than when we faced Gwen in the material plane. And I don't know if this is her lair or it's a cave or a hut or something somewhere. I'm being very stereotypical about hags right now. But remember, she will have a phylactery of some sort containing her life essence that we need to dispel with a powerful arcane ritual. Just watch yourself. This
You
is heavy
got it.
poetry.
I feel like our best plan is to improvise.
Yep.
Probably
And
the best thing.
please don't betray me, whatever she says. I don't want to have to fight and possibly kill any of you.
Okay.
Thanks.
See
I
what you
like
can do with that sword, and I wouldn't want to fight you neither.
That was sweet.
Well, when
Onward.
you
Willem's gonna peek and just like, is Cena acting weird at all?
No, she seems perfectly normal.
Okay, fine.
All right. As you delve deeper down the road, what order are you all going in? Is Dunk continuing to lead the way?
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
keep leading.
Dunk, I will have you make a perception check.
I will take up the rear.
I was gonna do that, but okay.
Yeah.
+4. That is a 7.
You don't notice anything out of the ordinary, but as you kind of scan the horizon, you see that like the path is not as well trodden here. In fact, it starts to get quite mucky, and your boots and your feet kind of slough in the unstable ground as you walk deeper into the swamp. And the haze is a bit disorienting. Like you can't quite get a handle on the way that you're supposed to be heading.
Hmm.
Do we even
Um,
know exactly where we're going, Branwyn? What did Smock say? Just she would
I
be
know as much
here
as you know now.
somewhere.
He told me she's in the Whisperwood Swamp close to the Shimmer Peak Mountains.
Hey, do you guys
Uh,
know what she looks like?
Ginger.
Oh yeah, you
yeah,
never met
she.
her.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
just
I
like
mean, she also is a hag, so knowing what she looks like is not very helpful.
yeah.
Well,
But
I
if she's
can,
trying to
you
look
know,
like a humanoid, she's just like smoking hot.
I can
Pale skin,
cast a
dark hair, as
little.
I recall.
I can.
Apparently she has a cat.
Okay. Okay. I can cast locate creature, but
Well,
they've
she'd
got to
need to
be.
be close for that.
Yeah, they got to be within 1,000 feet.
Let's be real. If we're getting close to her, she's gonna. I feel like she might find us almost.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to, I don't know, some nearby foliage, and I would like to inspect it for hag eyes or ears.
Tag sign.
Excellent. As you kind of deviate from the path, before you can really reach any of the dense underbrush or like kind of well-rooted swamp trees, you do see kind of flickering lights a bit off the road.
Like torchlight?
Make an investigation check.
Does the investigation check require me to physically go towards the lights?
No, you can do so from here. Actually, make a survive. No, investigation check.
Okay. Chris, that is a investigation.
hmm
That is a dirty 19.
It is not torchlight. Close inspection of the lights, you're not able to discern what they are, but they are like small, round in nature, and they kind of flicker, not uncharacteristic of what you might know as lightning bugs, but they seem
Oh.
brighter and a bit larger.
Do I know what these are?
Make a nature check.
Do I get advantage because I'm from here?
Sure.
Dot dee. That is an 11.
You would know these as will-o-wisps.
These are will-o-wisps.
Mm.
What's a will-o-wisp?
What's a will-o-wisp? Besides
Well,
a little light that
Isn't
leads
it
you
kind
to
of like a?
doom.
Isn't it kind of like a ghost?
Will-o-wisps
Are they gonna
are
lead us to doom?
occasionally they can either be benevolent or malevolent fey creatures that do often try to guide or mislead, really go either direction, travelers in the Feywild.
Um, I say that, and I'm like, so I guess we follow them.
Or they're leading us,
I
leading us to our death.
Well, let's be real. If they're leading us to a bad place, you know where the bad place is? Ophelia's,
Or like a trap or something.
which will lead us to Ophelia.
Oh, hold
Not
on, hold on,
necessarily.
hold
What if
on,
it's
hold
a
on,
pit
hold
full of
on.
spikes?
I got a spell for this. I cast augury, the Wheeler Woe spell.
Oh, right, that thing. That tells you if it's what? What are the words?
It tells me a answer about a specific course of action that I want to take within the next 30 minutes. Wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad results, and nothing for results that aren't good or bad.
You cast this spell, kind of looking up to the heavens, awaiting a response from um, Adara, and you hear nothing in reply.
Couldn't hurt.
Lead on, Branwyn. Or don't.
Right.
Whoever wants to do it.
I'm not leading.
Is there any
Yeah, let's. If that's the decision, let's go for it.
is there any hag sign, by the way?
There are no hag sign.
But I'm absolutely gonna like hold up my axe.
He's getting his axe. Great.
Yeah, hold up my axe and be prepared.
You follow the will-o-wisps for just a bit, and cutting through the haze and mist of the swamp, you can see just ahead of you a trio of shacks. Their roofs kind of buckling under the weight of overgrowth. One of the roofs is entirely collapsed, a fallen tree kind of draped over the remnants of the building left behind.
Willem, which shack seems the most hagly?
I will walk over to all three of them, just sort of keeping them equidistant. And I will, as an action, I can, until the end of my next turn, know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you. And do any give me strong vibes?
Celestial Fiend, Fey, or what?
Undead.
So you sense quite a bit of Fey, mainly Branwen in your group, behind you, but also the will-o-wisps. But beyond the will, like the sensations you're getting from like each of the individual will-o-wisps that you have found, like followed here, you don't detect any other signs that someone might be residing in these shacks. And just
Is
as
this
you
ground
approach closer, they look abandoned.
is this ground either consecrated or desecrated? I can know that as well.
No, it is, and desecrated meaning consecrated means holy. Desecrated means like cursed for
I would
deadly.
say unholy evil. Probably a hag lair would be desecrated.
You know that it's not explicitly desecrated, but something feels wrong.
I relay this information to my group. Something feels wrong.
The vibes are rancid.
The vibes are definitely
The vibes are in shambles.
yeah.
Well, yeah, we're in a swamp. Hate
Yeah.
swamps.
Swamps can be cool.
I go into the shack on the left.
Speaking as someone from Louisiana, swamps can be cool.
Entering, so the shacks are, they're raised up from the ground on stilts, and they're kind of buckling under the weight of the buildings above them that are also quite laden with water and just age from the elements. Entering the one on
Is
the
there a
left, go ahead.
sign on like or any signs like near the shacks or outside the shacks of inhabitation either recent or in the
Make an
past?
investigation check.
11.
You don't find any visible signs of habitation.
Okay. Yes, I keep going.
Okay. You enter the shack on the left and find very little of note. Kind of pools of water building up in the floorboards, with the dank dripping sounds coming from the roof above. But for the most part, you don't find anything of note upon like first glance or inspection.
No.
Is there any furniture, book, bed, anything?
You see like a handful of like broken chairs and tables upon first glance.
Is it just one room or is there multiple
It's a
rooms in
one
the
room
shack?
shack.
Okay. The vibes are off. I don't know if my friends came with me, but if anybody else is picking up on anything, I'd love to know about it.
I mean, I'm just looking around.
Sit down. Dunk, if
I'm
you're looking
outside
around,
being
you can
uncomfortable.
make an investigation check and tell me where you are looking.
I'm gonna look around the outside of the shack. You said investigation?
Yes.
That would be a 10.
You don't really find anything of note on the outside of the shack.
Nothing over here.
I guess there's nothing in this one. Let's move into the center shack.
I want to go into the right shack.
Okay. Randy, you enter the right shack where the tree has kind of collapsed it. And as you enter, the tree kind of caving in lets in this kind of like beam of light that hits directly on a crumpled heap on the floor, which does not take you long to identify as a body.
Oh shit. Hey, Willem, you might want to check out this dead guy
Yep,
or
I run
girl.
into the other shack.
You run
Or
into the
non-binary pal.
you run into the
Yeah.
shack and see very clearly a kind of crumpled heap, like they're face down in not far from the entrance. Like it's kind of difficult to you'd almost trip over it if you continue to proceed into the house.
How
The roof is almost
fresh?
entirely caved in, and the tree kind of dangles in, and the fronds of the willow kind of cascade over the body.
How fresh?
Make an investigation check.
I was
8.
gonna say, oh my god, it's the Talland man, but it can't be because this is a swamp and not a bog.
Right. You do not. You can't really discern how long it's been, but it does look pretty bloated, and skin's kind of starting to slough off the bone.
Do I recognize anybody?
No, it's no one you recognize.
I look at Willem and I go, "You look like a guy with questions. You look like you got a lot of questions for this corpse."
Would you be so kind?
Absolutely. And I cast Speak with Dead.
The body turns and doesn't give like the usual jump, but rather like, and as it like rotates over and kind of leans back, you see that like most of the skin's kind of like bloated and puffing, kind of sinking off of the bone, where it kind of been like imprinted into the wood, and it just looks at you with hollow eyes.
How did you die?
I only know that I expired here. One might say, a broken heart.
Oh.
Who were you in life?
In life, I was Esmer, a local fisherman.
Did you have dealings with Lady Ophelia?
I know. I do not know the Lady Ophelia.
Did you have any dealings with a lady of the night, or what might be colloquially called, somewhat disrespectfully, a hag?
No.
What happened to your love?
She took her own life. And with that, he kind of slumps back down into the earth. And as he does so, and like the magic leaves his bones, um, you hear a crinkle of paper kind of hit the ground,
I look down for some paper.
and you find it kind of wadded up, just fallen out of his hand.
I would like to read it.
Reading the note in a very hasty and almost illegible scrawl, now kind of tainted green and brown from the water that drips through from the ceiling. You read, "The nightmares wouldn't leave us be. In their eyes I saw such fear. The water whispered a lullaby, and I made them listen. I needed to end their fright, and I hope the gods will see the grace in what I've done."
Ooh. Can we see multiple beds in this house by any chance?
You can.
Did this guy kill his kids?
Um, you think that might be the case.
I relay this information with the group.
That's not what you want to hear.
No, this is very sad. And the fact that the children, what I surmise were children, were experiencing incessant nightmares. Well, that sounds like somebody we know.
Yeah. Could we kind of look around and see if there's any like trace of these kids being around?
You can make an investigation check. You don't find anything of note.
I will also investigate. But that's going to be a 14 from me.
Scanning through the house, and now with kind of like renewed vigor for this evidence, you are able to find some old personal effects, mostly kind of sullied with slick with scum and stale water, including a handful of abandoned trunks and a small ceramic doll.
Does the doll remind me of the Bastion doll?
It doesn't. It's just a nice little ceramic doll. Bramwin, are you still outside?
Yes, I'm standing in the driest place I can find.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Uh-oh. Oh no. 12?
Standing on kind of the earth not far from the houses, you kind of like hearing the commotion happening inside, and you can look off to like the right, and you see peculiar things sticking out of the water not far from the house.
Squint at it.
Upon closer inspection, it's quickly discernible to you that they are multiple bodies.
I'm just gonna. Oh, what the fuck is that? Sorry. Is that cake?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is cake.
Can I also have some cake, Alora? Oh my god.
Wait, me
They're
too.
just eating in front of us. Those little jerks.
The worst.
I send a mess. Oh my
Aww.
god.
Yes, Dovish.
But they don't know what Dobash is.
No, probably not.
I don't. Sorry. I'm gonna send a quick message and be like, "There's bodies out here. Is that fine?"
Dobash, no.
Yeah, I can reply, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy inside dead, wife killed herself, he killed his kids.
Christ. Yeah, I'll just keep hanging out.
Says he didn't
my
make
dry
any
spot.
hag deal, but this feels haggish.
Hagley.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna continue to hang out in my dry area.
Randy, is there anything you can do to, like, I don't know, put their souls at rest?
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
I don't know if you're like that kind of cleric.
Real cleric.
An actual cleric.
I can't hear any of the conversation. I'm just watching Bort's face.
He's trying to find out if he can perform burial rites.
I had a character once who was a spore druid, and I didn't wild shape or anything, and my tagline was, "I'm not that kind of druid."
Oh my god, this cake looks delicious.
I can do it for 10 minutes.
You know what?
Otherwise, well, if there's children out there, could make a zomboy.
Uh, I don't know how I would do this, but what's the morality of that?
We did it
It's
before.
not there. I think we agreed it was bad.
Yeah. Listen, you're a free man. If you want to make a zomboy, it might be in poor taste, but you do.
I
You
don't
kill.
know about that. That was something I did in a drug-addled state
Yeah.
of wanting to make a zomboy.
Oh, I just remembered the Bayou Yoda video. Don't not want no boy in 19.
Got nothing.
Yeah.
What?
I don't.
Ah, beautiful.
Um,
Oh man, that's incredible.
No, sorry, nothing to put their souls at rest.
We can at least bury them.
I could just kind of like, we could bury him and say some words.
I look between Dunk and Randy, and I'm like, should I just burn down the house?
That's an option too.
Yeah, I'll pull out my sword and say the words and start hacking at stuff and try to burn the house down.
No cake for the puppy.
I will say that it takes you quite a bit of time, given like how wet the wood is. But inevitably,
There's
like,
so much steam.
yeah, inevitably you do get to a point where you've like caught enough tinder where like a slow burn is going and you can kind of leave the house.
Do we have to
Oh,
put the kids inside the house?
I'm just
They were
hoping
outside,
like
right?
No, I can get him. I'll get him, and I go and get the kids and throw them in the house. I mean, place them in the house.
So Randy, you go and recover the bodies and find three, two children and what is clearly an adult woman. And you get the sense now that the letter was written to the man who arrived.
oh, that's also sad.
Oh, she Shutter Island did.
Yeah, I put all the corpses in the building that's on fire.
All right.
Oh, maybe we should. It's a little late now, but maybe we should have tried to talk to her.
What?
Yep, the woman. Maybe we should have tried to.
Oh, I can get her. I can get her out. It's fine. They'll still be dead.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Follow your truth, Randy.
I don't want to burn myself.
Okay. Is there any?
Guys are so
This not gonna make any sense.
I hope we didn't just burn down your hag puzzle.
you guys are so fucked up.
Hey,
Oh.
he said some words.
He did.
Yeah, it was.
In my defense, I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
standing outside this whole time.
Yep.
While we're talking about that, I suddenly remembered I said I was gonna say some words, so I look at the fire and I go, you are dead, and now you are more dead.
hopefully you find community in death that was better than in life because of the killing your kids thing.
Cena's just kind of nodding along, like watching the flames. Just
Yeah, Willem just turns to you a little bit slack-jawed.
Don't have a tear roll down his cheek.
and that feels
That
like
was
yeah,
nice.
and that feels like an appropriate place to stop for this evening.
Does
Does it?
Bye, dead boy. Bye, dead
Um,
boy.
We thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Nat20Hot.
The children.
We do it for the kids. It's a great transition. We've posted the link in our chat again that you can go and fund critical and life-saving care to children in need. And we don't take it lightly. We do hope that you'll find it in your heart to be able to make a contribution this evening or anytime in the future as we make our way through this wonderful journey. Quick update here at the end. We will be taking a week off on next Wednesday. However, we are playing this Sunday at a new time for an extended period of time at 12 Eastern, 11 Central. For our 1 year anniversary special. We cannot believe that we have made it this far, and it is by and large due to people like you, and also not caring if this is even the least bit successful. So we are super grateful to all of you. We will see you on Sunday, January 21st, 12 Eastern, 11 Central, for special 1 year anniversary edition. And hope you all have a wonderful evening and a better week. Good night.
Bye, Zomboy.
Bye,
Bye,
Zomboy.
Bye, dead fam.